Destiny actually banned his own mother from DGG chat. They can't actually think this, can they? Literally, it's the same conversation every time, isn't it? Dude. Later on in this stream, Destiny actually debates Lauren Southern. These people are worth being insulted. These people absolutely should be insulted. Huh? No, August. I can't tell if what his position is, because I don't know if he's just trying not to get banned right now. A little bit nervous of saying something that could affect his career. It's over. You guys are cooked, and we're all cooked too, because everyone relies on it.
What do we call that, folks? With a plan to overthrow the government? That's an insurrection. That's an insurrection.
All right, so Destiny has been going absolutely crazy, going absolutely wild, in a very epic way, I think, personally. But going off the chain about this Trump assassination, attempted assassination stuff. So he was on Twitter tweeting up something crazy. I haven't got any of the tweets up right now. However, he was essentially saying, well, making a lot of jokes about the Trump assassination, joking that Biden was up +1 in Pennsylvania and that it's a swing state, and that's awesome. Saying the guy shouldn't have missed, saying that the guy should have better firearm training, fighting with basically every single right-wing influencer, fighting with Lauren Southern. You know, it was rough. It was terrible, heartbreaking scenes, honestly, heartbreaking scenes. And so he's taken to stream now. He explained what he thought about his situation, about the situation. Some people were questioning him in chat. He answered a few questions. We're gonna look at an answer here, just a moment. And then we're going to look at the Twitter space that he's jumped into, where he's got basically every single right-winger on the internet coming after him for his take on this. So, I mean, it's classic Destiny content, really. So yeah, let's take a look at this first. So Ethan Ralph's posted this. Destiny says he wouldn't lose any sleep if his parents got murdered at a Trump rally. That they would have gotten what they deserved for supporting him.
How about your parents? If they get their brains blown out at a rally, would you have the same attitude? They are democracy-hating insurrectionists, after all. One, you're permaban for asking a stupid question, because the obvious answer, two, is, listen, they're adults. They make their own decisions. If you want to support an insurrectionist president, then whatever comes of that that's your consequences. Again, it's not a joke. My mom is an immigrant to the United States of America. She was 5 years old. Her parents worked really hard to get her here. She served for 20 years in the Air Force, along with my dad. They know exactly what they're doing. They should know exactly what they're supporting. It was my mom that, ranted at me for over a decade about how evil the USSR and Putin and all the Chi-Coms and all that shit. So whatever, if they go to a rally and they, whatever the less end of life cost for me to deal with. It's on them. That's their decision. You think I'm gonna fucking lose sleep over that? No. We all have our own paths to walk in life. We all have our own decisions to make.
Yeah, that is an obvious answer, and it's a justified permaban, because the guy just wanted to get him to say it. The answer was obvious. If you know that, listen, if Destiny says something like that, he's going to be consistent about it. Obviously, he meant his own parents too. If you'd been following very closely, you'd notice that last night, Destiny actually banned his own mother from DGG chat. So yeah, it was an obvious answer, and I see why he permabanned that guy. Yeah, no, there's no clip. It just happened. It happened. He was arguing with people or something, and he banned his mother. Why is she there at all? She has a DGG account. She has a DGG account. One minute, let me see if I can find it. I think someone posted it. But no, I'm not going to be able to find it. It was posted in Spicy Chat earlier. Maybe someone can find it for me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened. He banned his mother. Or maybe I can search his logs. I don't remember what our account name was. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw a screenshot posted that earlier. I can't see it now anyway. I'm 90% sure someone posted a screenshot of that earlier. I could be wrong. Can't see it. For fuck's sake. Oh well. Whatever. Oh wait, or I could try this. No, I can't see it. Oh well. Whatever. Oh, now I'm stuck on this. Okay. I can't. Give me a moment. Who knows? Okay, never mind. Fine. Okay, well, I couldn't find that. I'm totally not going to keep looking for it off screen.
And you're supporting literally.
Okay, when does the Twitter space start? Where's that?
Right, man. Oh, I was saying, well, it's just fucking epic.
Do we want to watch the argument with the first woman? Actually, fuck it. We'll watch all of it.
And no. What do you call most opinions about politics? Democrats saying we need to kill. If anybody has a quick link to the, like they have photographs of all of the of all the fake things that they filled out, pretending that they were the.
They also have.
You react to everything like a tree. What's going on? I just asked you very specifically for the thing.
I don't know if you know that about me. I'm an.
My mom is an immigrant to the United States of America. She was 5
here we
years
are.
old.
This is where he was saying that
really hard to get here. She served
this.
for 20 years in the Air Force, along with my dad. They know exactly what they're doing. They should know exactly what they're supporting. It was my mom that, you know, ranted at me for over a decade about how evil the USSR and Putin and all the Chi-Coms and all that shit. So whatever, you know, if they go to a rally and they whatever the fuck, it's less end of life cost for me to deal with. It's on them. That's their decision. You think I'm gonna fucking lose sleep over that? No. We all have our own paths to walk in life. We all have our own decisions to make.
Dob. Wait, what's wait, 1 minute. Have I Okay. Sorry, guys. There may have been some unintentional censorship, okay? It's unfortunate. Last night I added Trump to the banned words list for the channel. Now, obviously I didn't think that through. Because I didn't take it off. So it's probably been quite difficult talking in the chat tonight. I can't lie. I wasn't being libtarded. It wasn't a libtard thing. I was trying to cover that guy who was on bridges, and everyone was telling me Trump was getting shot. And I wasn't ready to cover Trump getting shot yet.
Can you hear me now, Destiny?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can everyone show by show of hands? Can you guys hear us? Okay, just drop like a heart or a hello.
I'm muting them for a sec. This is going to be how every single conservative debate should go. If you debate a conservative, this is how every single one should go until the election. This is going to be a walkthrough fight, okay?
So I just wanted to create this space because there was obviously a huge event happening yesterday, and as maybe some people saw, there's a lot of arguing going on about Trump and who he is and all that stuff. So
yeah, he's been very try hard. But I mean, look, let's see if he puts up. Okay, we'll see if he can back that up. If he stomps his bitch.
I just wanted to chat with Destiny, hopefully respectfully, and just hear his thoughts about why he says the things that he does about Trump, and maybe share some of my own thoughts. Maybe he'll dance circles around me, maybe not, because he's a very skilled debater. I'm not a live streamer. He does this for a living. This is just a hobby of mine. So thanks, Destiny.
Okay, I said put up, not put out. Okay, liberal Latino, that's a whole different thing.
For coming on and chatting. And yeah, where did you want to start?
Yeah, I guess firstly, wait, so what is your current political affiliation? Or like, well, who do you like support or whatever? Like,
I'm in Canada. I'm actually in Canada. I don't know if you know that about me. I'm in Canada and I'm conservative.
In Canada and you're conservative. Okay, so I can assume that you support Donald Trump or whatever?
Yeah, I think he did a good job when he was president. I don't think he, you know, he's the monster that people make him out to be, or like the criminal that people make him out to be. I think, you know, as brash as he is and some of the things that he says in a bombastic Trump way, I don't think he's as bad as the media tries really, really hard to portray him.
Okay. Do you acknowledge that he led an insurrection against the U.S. government and he tried to steal power?
I don't think he did that. I don't see evidence of him saying he incited an insurrection. I think I watched him call for peace on video. I saw the tweet that he put out saying we want peace. We're the party of law and order. Like, dude,
I fucking hate these people so much.
I don't.
They can't actually think this, can they?
Think that you can ascribe insurrection to those words.
Are you aware that Donald Trump organized 7 different sets of people to fake an elector vote in 7 different states in the United States with the goal of sending those elector votes to Congress and then begging and then pressuring Mike Pence, first with words and then with violence that he directed on the 6th, in order for him to unilaterally toss the election by either selecting those electorate votes, the fake ones that he submitted?
Wait, okay. Well, This would have been an even better point for that fucking retard earlier. Where's this? Okay. Trump selected electors 7 states. Oh, this is real-time skinwalking, you're right. This is real-time skinwalking. I mean, what's the evidence here? Documents obtained by American oversight. American oversight has obtained copies of phony electoral vote certificates from 7 states that were submitted to Congress as part of the failed attempt to overturn the result of the 2020 election. Wait, this was obtained by an FOIA. So this is just incontrovertible, right? Like that, you can't, there's no argument on that. Okay, cool.
Or by having the House choose Donald Trump to be the president against the will of the American people? Are you aware of any of that?
I haven't seen him using any kind of threats of violence against Mike Pence.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I didn't say anything about a threat of violence. I don't know who you're talking to or what you're responding to. I just asked you very specifically for the thing that I just laid out. Are you aware of any of that? Do you know any of that?
I believe you said something about violence.
Okay. Let me restate.
Dude,
okay.
What?
Okay. Donald Trump.
Dude, okay, no, this person does actually believe the things they're saying, because this is how retarded you would have to be an actual, like, you know, right-wing, you know, Trump supporter. Like, not well, any Trump supporter. This is how retarded you would have to be. Okay.
Trump organized 7 different sets of people, okay, in 7 different states to send in fake votes, okay, to Congress, essentially, in order to pressure Mike Pence, okay. First, it was words.
Pressure Mike Pence, okay.
Well,
pressure?
First it was with words. He begged him to do it behind the scenes multiple times, and Pence said no because he's not a traitor to the fucking country. And then the second time is he called his crowd of people that he gathered on the 6th and then sent them to the Capitol grounds to protest with the goal of getting Pence to choose the fake electorate votes that he sent in to Congress. Are you aware of any of that?
What is the evidence for that, though?
It's laid out in the indictments, and nobody denies any of it. If you want, you can go to YouTube, and if you want, I'll wait 5 minutes right now for you. You can go on YouTube, and you could go, false electorates try to enter Capitol, and there are videos that will pop up. The first one says, Republicans try to deliver their own electoral votes to Michigan Capitol. There are people that are being charged in multiple states right now for perjuring themselves, saying that they were the duly elected, appointed representatives of their state to cast their electorate vote. Nobody denies this. Nobody denies this. Okay? So you're not aware of any of this.
I haven't heard of that story, no.
That's another way of saying you're not aware of any of this. So, okay, so step 1, okay, let's assume that what I just said is true because nobody's denying it, and Trump's defense against this is to ask for criminal immunity. You're aware of that, right? That Donald Trump's way of defending himself was to go before the Supreme Court and say, I need to be immune from criminal prosecution. Are you aware of that?
Well, I wasn't following it that closely, so no.
Okay, well, are you aware that Donald Trump, his attorney went before
dude, oh my God,
the Supreme Court and was granted criminal immunity for the first time in all of U.S. history for an ex-president, that now the office of the presidency enjoys absolute criminal immunity and presumptive criminal immunity for basically every action a president
Okay, look, be fair, this isn't a Trump voter, this is a Canadian Trump fan.
can take. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Here, let me be the sped for you. Subverting the election is bad, but did they really? Not really. Not so. Why are you upset, bruh?
Okay. How many videos have you seen of Joe Biden stumbling down some stairs or having slurs or forgetting words in his speech?
Well, they are floating around. I've seen some of those.
Yep. Do you understand that this is a problem? That you have absolutely no fucking idea what's going on in my country, what's going on in my... Let me finish, please, and then you can go. You talk as long as you want. Sure. You don't know what's happened in my country. You don't know what's happened with my government. You don't know any of the things that Donald Trump has been involved in. But I bet if I go through your Twitter, I can find 50 million videos of Joe Biden with his stupid fucking open mouth or slurring some word. Do you think that's an issue?
Well, I think the president being fit is an issue. Yeah, for sure.
What about being an insurrectionist?
I don't believe he's an insurrectionist.
Oh, what did I...
Holy fuck, I hate these people, man. He literally just laid it out. He laid it out from beginning to fucking end. Dude, I fucking hate. Literally, it's the same conversation every time, isn't it? Dude. These people are so fucking dumb.
I just lay out then that either doesn't qualify for insurrection or isn't true from what I just said. Or if you want, you can admit that you have no idea what I'm talking about and you need to go back to the drawing board before even beginning to have an opinion on this topic.
Well, I can have an opinion because free speech exists, so I can say what I want to say.
First of all, no.
The thing is, you should be embarrassed to say what you're saying. See, I don't understand how people aren't like embarrassed to like not be able to back up anything they believe. Or when you ask someone like Edgar in fucking Discord earlier, every time I press someone specific, no, I want to talk about vibes. No, I think feelings-based arguments are legitimate. How do you feel comfortable giving takes when you can't point to anything when press? It's fucking shameful.
Number one, no, you're a Canadian. You have no guarantee of free speech. Number two, that's obviously not what I meant. You obviously are entitled to an opinion. I'm saying that it was a shorthand for to have a well-formed opinion that merits consideration. Right? You're not even aware of any of the major events happening in this country. I don't know how you can have a strong opinion on whether or not Donald Trump is an insurrectionist or not.
Well, I see what the media says about the current events, and I see the media pushing and saying things like, to serve his country, President Biden should drone strike Donald Trump. And to me, that seems like not very appropriate thing to say for...
I mean, why is it not appropriate? Seriously, I just don't... I'm genuinely, at this point, I'm like, after hearing that, I think I might be tipped over. We might have a Munich Putsch situation. Like, this is just insane. For this to be the case, he actually had fake electors in place, ready, and incited people to go to the Capitol Hill. There were people directly organizing violence to create way for them to get in there as quickly as possible. Everything was in place. Everything was in place. Okay, but Spudgon, even if I'd seen you saying that in chat, I still probably wouldn't have said it because I didn't have any real knowledge on this. So I wouldn't start claiming it and then not be able to back it up in any way. Rita pointed out the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys thing. But I'd already heard about that before, so I kind of knew it. But I hadn't really still.
For, as an advice for the current sitting president, and that doesn't seem like a strong uphold of democracy or decency, as they would say, because they said decency was on the ballot.
If Rachel Maddow told you that walking on sidewalks was dangerous, would you walk in the street?
No.
Then why are you citing me something that the media said and then giving me your 4-year... Do you have children? Do you react to everything like a child? If the media says something you don't like it, do you just take the opposite position without giving a single original thought yourself into what you're actually being told? Or is your entire ideology defined by reactionism?
No, I'm not ideologically possessed. I agree with certain things that sometimes the liberals say, and I can disagree with certain things that conservatives do.
Okay.
It's not...
That's
it's
fine.
Not like... Yeah, it's not like I watch, state Canadian media and take the opposite stance of everything they say, because twice a day a broken clock is right. So
cool.
It's not
okay.
an issue
So then
for me.
I think we can, going back to the insurrection thing, if every part of what I laid out was true, if Donald Trump slated false electors in states, had that sent to Congress, and knowingly gathered a crowd of 50,000 whatever people, and then sent them to the Capitol building in the hopes that they would protest to pressure the fake electors being chosen. Do you think any of that qualifies as an insurrection?
Would I have to be an expert in insurrection law to state that one way or another?
But you don't have to be an expert in insurrection law to say confidently that it wasn't?
Well, perhaps you're right about that, but
Oh my god, how do you not realize at this point? Wow, maybe I've got like a severe bias here. Maybe I've got like a horrendous bias when I'm able to confidently assert the negative, but when the positive is demonstrated to me, all of a sudden I'm not educated enough. Wow. Or maybe there's something going on in your fucking head there. Maybe there's something maybe not firing on all cylinders when you're processing the information.
Like I said, I refer to his actual words that he put out on social media and on video saying that he's requesting for peace.
You understand that came after He was begged for hours while he and his crony, corrupt fuck Giuliani made phone calls to sitting congressmen inside of the locked down building, right? That he was calling them, pressuring them to delay the certification of the vote. It was hours after that that he finally went on Twitter when the insurrection had failed and said, okay, guys, we need to go home.
Well, like I said, I wasn't following it 24/7.
Then why do you have an opinion on it? You weren't following 24/7.
A gal who's just as smart as Edgar is Aiden Paladin. She doesn't really think about things, but she's very smart. Also, she's monarchist. And a weed addict. Wants Trump to be a monarch. She's like a female short fat otaku.
I've had a run-in with Aiden Paladin before, and I was actually seething about her in Discord earlier today, talking about how she is genuinely below dirt to me, and one of the most disgusting fucking people online. You're gonna trigger me into a fucking whole Aiden Pat, dude. I can't do this right now. Dude, she's fucking scum, man. She's actual fucking filth. I was watching her fucking video earlier on. It's a response to In Praise of Shadows, but she used it to make a whole fucking 2-hour video about educationism and elitism. And I started watching it, and she just flicks between like US and UK stats. She's like, she's like, Blair. She literally says this. She's like, Tony Blair's only accomplishment is eating babies and being a less competent Margaret Thatcher. Also, the UK achieved his goals of getting education up to 50% after 20 years, and then just randomly switches to here's American polling on faith in higher education institutions. Just randomly switches countries because they're both quote unquote the Anglosphere. But if you go and look up polling in Britain towards education, you'll see that it's much fucking different to America. You'll see there isn't such a falling faith in higher education, and that most people actually see higher education as an extremely important, valuable thing, because we don't have half of our population dead set on being like ideologically anti-intellectual, that deliberately disregarding any fucking knowledge that the human race manages to obtain because it doesn't go along with what they've already decided they feel like. God, she's absolute fucking dirt, man. She's fucking dirt. No, there's many reasons why Aiden Paladin is below filth. It's not just the bad data. She lies about... when I had my run-in with her, she was lying about this false... there's a study that was done in Australia and Victoria in the early 2000s that studied rape statistics and how many of them were false. And she claims in her video about it that the study is completely unavailable online and that you can't find the source for it. So she couldn't get the data to do the numbers herself. Not fucking true. Always online, always has been. Still online now. And then she came into my chat and told me, oh no, it was taken down. It was taken down when I did my video. My video got brought back up. So I went on there, went on the Internet Archive, pulled it up. 2 months before her video came out, it was still fucking there. It was up the whole time. It was always there. So she's totally lied about this thing. She's just trying to spin a narrative about how women lie about rape. So she's like a female. She's like an Aunt Karen. She's like an Aunt Karen, like an Uncle Tom, but for white women, where she's selling out other white women, being like, look, they do lie about being raped. Well, no, women aren't actually being raped. So yeah, she's absolute fucking dirt. Also, she lied. She actually falsely accused Destiny of doxing her. She actually falsely accused Destiny of doxing her for years. She claimed that he doxed her, but the reality was that she actually did a live stream where she showed her antipsychotic medication to the webcam, which had her full legal name printed on it, obviously.
You were following at 0-0. You have no idea what happened on any of this. Why do you think you should have an opinion on any of this?
Well, I told you I can have an opinion if I want.
You can, but then people should like make fun of you and like bully the fuck out of you for it, right? You've literally no idea about any of this. Wasn't that what our original tweet was over? Is that I think I called you didn't I call you a hack fuck? It seems like I was correct, right? You have absolutely no idea about literally any of these issues.
It's fucking terrifying. These people are everywhere. Holy fuck.
Well, I'm just asking you if there's footage of it that exists.
There is plenty of footage, yes. And now I'm asking you, are you under the impression that the first people that got into the Capitol building, that they walked in?
From what I've seen, there was security guards standing. People were walking in. And I even recall, I hope this is accurate, I even recall some saying, I don't agree with this, but he was just letting them walk in. So, yeah, that's what I saw. And the only violence that I saw that was happening, like broken windows or the guy shouting there, standing, I think his name was Ray Epps. I think he was standing, shouting and saying, "We need to go into the Capitol." And people around him were...
Yeah, what do you mean tell Hellbent to console her sister? Hellbent's Russian. This is a Canadian. What are you made?
appalled at what he was
Doesn't
saying.
you sound
You're not
similar?
true. That's not true. You're lying and you didn't see that, okay? You saw that the night before. No, because I'm sorry. I watched all of these videos with Ray Epps. It's one of the favorite of you conservatards, okay, to try to blame everything on him, all right?
Well,
Which is
no
also...
need to insult, like,
no, there is.
You
You need to be.
insult me.
You needed to be bullied so much more in life, okay? Jesus fucking Christ, okay? The videos of
you
Ray
don't know
Epps
anything about
calling...
my life.
I know
Why
enough
do you...
about you. I know enough about you to know that your opinion is worthless and that you are one of the strongest arguments for why there should be an IQ limit to actually get onto social media and post opinions about politics.
Yes.
Is that how free speech works, Destiny?
No, unfortunately, I guess not.
Like, are you for free speech?
Generally. Good thing we're on a social media platform that's privately owned right now, so freedom of speech isn't really a topic for discussion here. What do you think free speech means in the United States, by the way? Do you think that means that corporations have to host every single thing that's said on them?
Well, I view the space that we're currently on, Twitter, as the town digital square. So I believe free speech should apply on this platform, because no one stands in the town square anymore. It's kind of an outdated concept. So
okay, and if I declare your basement the town square, can me and my friends go hang out there and like have some drinks? Why would I care what your individual determination is for some particular space online? You realize that it's totally irrelevant to anything that exists in law or the Constitution, right?
Okay, so how do you see free speech then?
What's the name of the person he's talking to? I don't remember her name.
Do you see that this platform is...
I have absolutely no desire. I have no desire to discuss this topic with you. Maybe for another time.
Does anyone have it?
But you're unaware then, because I can start linking you like for all the violent videos that you saw of people that were breaking in or of people that were fighting cops or whatever. Where do you think that came from? Do you think it was like just lifted from Baltimore and they said it was the Capitol building, or?
Like there was a crowd of people in front of the White House. So what do you mean, like, lifted from Baltimore? I don't understand what you mean.
For the people that were breaking in, how do you think, why were they breaking in?
I saw windows being broken, and I saw people saying, "What are you doing?" And then I saw law enforcement being around and not doing anything about it. And I presume the law enforcement that's there...
this is from today. We're watching today.
On the grounds of this official building, should have done something about it, but they didn't. And that was confusing. And so, and the majority of the people were there, as you said, protesting under allegedly Trump directing them there to go and protest and be violent and whatever it is that you said. Like, I think they were opposing the actions that were happening.
Why do you think the cops didn't stop them?
I don't know. Why wouldn't they stop them?
Because there weren't enough of them. Because nobody knew that Donald Trump was going to invite and send his whole crowd of insurrectionists to the Capitol building to try to delay the certification of the vote.
Well, why wasn't there enough? Like, if people thought that he was so bad, why wouldn't they bring reinforcements?
It's not really relevant to the question.
Why not?
Because it's not relevant. Like, it doesn't contradict any of the underlying facts.
For example, people like Pelosi and all.
No, I'm sorry.
Democrats.
Excuse me. No, Pelosi has nothing to do with this. If your strongest counter argument is, well, maybe Pelosi should have called for more guards to fight against Trump's insurrectionists. I mean, like, what the fuck kind of argument are you even making there? Like,
I don't think he called for insurrectionists again, but if
what was it?
Like I said, if
what was he calling people? What were they going to protest?
Can I just finish the thought?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I just finish the thought? So, like, if these people who were saying Trump is literally Hitler and he's the devil and he needs to be taken out or whatever it is that they said, like, if that was their belief about him and they kept saying, Hillary said he's an illegitimate president and all these things, wouldn't like their first instinct, like they said he's a threat to democracy, he's a dictator, he's this, he's that, wouldn't their like instinct be to, on the day where they would, they thought that he would do something crazy, to make sure there was enough guards, to make sure there was enough people to stop some of the...
Yeah, when Hillary said that Trump was an illegitimate president, what was she referring to? You
What
don't
she
even know.
said-
Do you even know what
yes.
speech it came from or what she was talking about? Yeah.
She was talking about Trump, and she was saying he knows he's an illegitimate president. Like, that sounds like election denial to me.
Okay. Well, it's not. You should go look up the context of like some of these speeches rather than just going by the tweets that you see that are shoved down
Okay,
your
so
throat.
so help me understand.
No,
so
I
when
don't.
she said-
Wait. No, hold on. What?
Wait. Does he know the Capitol has multiple entrances? Pelosi said it was her fault. What a retarded set of fucking statements. Dude, how dumb do you have to be? When Pelosi said it was her fault, she was talking about the fact that there wasn't quite enough National Guard or some shit at Capitol Hill. It wasn't even about her. I didn't think the quote is even her fault, is it? Yes, that's my point. But you don't think it's kind of retarded to say it's Pelosi's fault? That's not. I don't think that's the quote. We can look it up. I'll look it up right now. Pelosi, Capitol, her fault, Jan 6. So, okay, the only source I can find on this right now is the Hindustan Times. Okay. Nancy Pelosi admits she did not have any accountability for lack of security at Capitol on Jan 6. Jesus Christ. New footage released by House Republicans shows Nancy Pelosi blaming herself for the lack of National Guard troops at the U.S. Capitol building. Former quote, her speaker is seen in the video talking about her lack of accountability and accepting responsibility for a lack of security as Donald Trump stopped the Steal rally.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they had been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
Okay, yeah, this isn't her saying that the event was her fault. She's saying it was her responsibility. She takes responsibility to increase the National Guard presence in the wake of a riot. Clearly, though, the blame for the riot falls on the rioters who organized a violent entry to the Capitol building and the president who incited it. So it wasn't Pelosi's fault. She accepts responsibility for the lack of National Guard presence. She's not accepting responsibility for the event. So we're calling it a riot. Well, yeah, it was a riot that was part of an attempt to lead an insurrection. Yes. Yes. The nature of the event was a riot. The goal was insurrection. You know, like you could have an insurrection that is done by military assault. For instance, you could have military forces show up. That could be an insurrection. This one was a riot. Yes. Those aren't mutually exclusive.
What I want to help you understand first is I want you to watch this, and I just want you to talk through with this. I want you to talk me through this, okay? I'd like go to 15:30 and tell me what are we watching? What's happening here?
What do you mean? Like you sent a link? You want me to go open a link?
Yeah. Are you on a computer or a phone right now?
I'm on both.
Okay. I want you to open this up, and we'll just go to 15:30, and I just want to watch a little bit. I just want to watch together. I just want to see. I want you to give me your take on what's actually happening in this video.
Which link is it? There's 3 links here.
The last one I sent you. You can read the other first two in your own time, or not. You probably won't. It doesn't matter.
Okay. It says, okay. It's 40 minutes long.
Yep. Go to 15 minutes and 30 seconds. We just have to watch a minute or two.
Okay, well, what do you mean by militarized nerd angle? They had firearms. They had blunt weapons like baseball bats and shit. There was people with trucks full of bombs, or there was one person with a truck with like 15 homemade bombs in it. What more did you want? What else did you want? Angle. Whoa! Where did you get this info from? From the reporting on it. There were numerous people charged for this. Pull it up again. We went over it earlier. So not Hindustan Times this time around. It's actually CNN Politics Facts First segment here. So I mean, you know, maybe you don't trust this one quite as much as Hindustan Times. Maybe you'll be a bit more apprehensive about this one. Firearms. So far, with the investigation still ongoing, 3 individuals have been charged for allegedly bringing a gun onto Capitol grounds on January 6. At least 2 other individuals have been charged with gun crimes in relation to the events that day, though they're not accused of carrying on Capitol grounds. According to police testimony, Christopher Alberts was arrested leaving the Capitol grounds on January 6 while trying to flee from officers as they suspected he was carrying a firearm on his hip. Alberts was carrying a loaded pistol and 25 rounds of ammunition, according to court documents. Guy Reffett has been charged with illegally bringing a handgun onto Capitol grounds on January 6. Reffett allegedly told family members he brought his gun with him in the Capitol attack. Mark Ibrahim, who was at the time an off-duty special agent for the Drug Enforcement Administration, has been charged with bringing a service weapon on Capitol grounds during the insurrection, as well as lying to the FBI about why he was at the Capitol. Another individual, Cleveland Meredith Jr., is accused of possessing a pistol and rifle without a registration for a firearm in D.C., which were recovered by the FBI a day after the insurrection. According to an officer statement, this individual arrived too late for the Capitol riot and talked about killing Pelosi in a text conversation. Yet another person, Ronnie Kaufman, is accused of parking a truck filled with 11 homemade bombs, a handgun, and an assault rifle 2 blocks away from the Capitol for several hours on January 6.
Let me know when you're there, and then we'll start it at the same time.
Okay, I'm watching it.
Oh, wait, what time are you at?
15:25.
Okay, wait, we can start at the same time, okay? Ready? 3,
Sure.
2, 1, go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so people are marching with flags.
Yep. Just curious, what do you think they're going here to protest?
The results they believe that was stolen from them.
Ah, so they're going here to protest the election. Okay.
Is protesting illegal?
I didn't say, did I say that this was illegal? No. I said that this is overall as part of an insurrection. Why is this guy kicking
No, earlier,
why is this guy kicking?
You said...
Stop, don't divert. Hold on. Don't divert. Protesting in and of itself is obviously not illegal. I'm asking you what these people are going here to protest for. I'm just curious if you have an idea. Hold on, wait, I paused. Go back to 1556. Why is he breaking that window open when the cops are supposed to be opening it for them? At 1553, you have an idea?
Well, like I said, I watched them break windows, and I watched other people telling them not to do this.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Well, at what time are you at right now?
15:54.
Okay. Well, we'll start again in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there's the door. Oh, they broke that one too. That's crazy. Where are the cops here that are letting them into the building? Do you know where they're at this point?
Yeah. Where are they? Why is there not enough?
It's a good question.
Like if
that doesn't matter though. That's not relevant. The question right now is what's happening outside. How are they getting into the building? Before you told me if you want to change the claim to there weren't enough officers there, we can have that conversation. But you said earlier that you'd seen.
I'm not changing the claim. I clearly stated there was not enough officers, and
cool. I agree.
There wasn't.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like the idea that there's not enough officers. If you can't prove they intentionally reduced the amount of officers there or didn't have enough officers there in order to allow people to try and do this, unless you're trying to prove that claim, it's completely irrelevant. Because the fact is, on the other side, on the side of the quote-unquote protesters, you've got organized sort of essentially militia groups, the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, who deliberately went there for the purpose of overturning the election or delaying the what's called the count of the votes or whatever. I think Pence was doing there. And you have Trump already installing fake electors in 7 states beforehand. Like, it doesn't matter that there's not enough fucking police there. The fact is that you can very clearly lay out exactly what the plan was, what the goal was, how they were carrying it out. The defense doesn't matter whether they had a good enough defense. It's irrelevant.
Agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, so we don't disagree there.
Okay. Why? But yeah. So then, did the people break into the Capitol building then, or were they let in?
In some of this footage, a few individuals are breaking a window and
we'll keep
pushing
watching.
Down a barricade.
Okay, we'll keep watching.
Yeah.
I'm at 16:53 now. Seems like they're trying to push some cops back. No, yeah, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we've got okay. So do the cops look like they're leading them in here? Do you have that impression
no,
as you're watching
they don't.
Oh,
no,
okay,
they
gotcha.
They don't look like they're leading them here at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Like I can acknowledge when I haven't seen some footage before. I'm not like I said. I'm not
No, I've never changed my views on anything. You're just a fucking retard.
Ideologically possessed to excuse anything and everything. Like,
well, I have changed my views on some things. I maybe wouldn't have said so firmly this was an insurrection before I heard the 7 electors thing. However, no, broadly, none of my positions have changed. I've always been liberal, literally always said it, never been confusing about it in any way.
The fact that you haven't seen this means that you are so ideologically brainwashed, you're like in another dimension. Yes,
I don't think so.
You absolutely are. I'm sorry. Do these cops here, the guy with the baton that's hitting the people, do you think that he's letting them in peacefully?
Oh, clearly not.
Okay, just making sure.
Not.
Okay, the gates here that are being pushed over, was that by the order of the cops? Oh, you see the cops walking back now. Do you think that they're letting them in peacefully now? Now are the cops leading them in? Or do you think they're retreating from a position because there are 50,000 savages that are in front of them that have all been riled up from Donald Trump and marched like a mile away to come to the Capitol building to protest the election results? Or were they just letting them in? Do you have any idea?
Okay, so some of them were let in. Some of them approached without being held back by the law enforcement.
Okay, well now we're coming to the building. Okay, is this guy banging on the window, the one that broke it there? Are these guys being let in right now? That guy? Doesn't look like it. Hold on. Oh, now when that guy jumps in and the cop is spraying, what is that, silly putty? I guess it must be at him or whatever because they're playing games here. Are there already people being let into the building at some other spot at this point? Or are the first people in the building the ones that broke in?
There's a few people that broke in. Yes.
The first ones that got in broke in.
Anyway,
correct?
So just to get back.
No, wait. First, I want to hear you say the first people that got into here broke in. Correct?
The first few people, it looks like some of them were pushing their way in.
And no. What do you call it when you push through a material and you break it? That's called a break-in. They broke in, right?
So I just have a quick question for you. Like you seem extremely angry about all of this.
Yes,
and
I am.
You're fighting with a lot of people on Twitter.
Yep.
You're insulting people on Twitter.
I am.
Do you think that any of what's been said by the people in the last 4 years, like I said, demonizing Trump, calling him, like literally Hitler, and celebrating, the people celebrating the attempt on his life, do you think that contributes to what
scheme is in the indictment? That sounds like an official act to me.
To what was happening in 2020?
No. Maybe a little. Maybe 1%.
Why not?
Here's the issue you have is because your problem is you're saying too many people are demonized.
I feel like Destiny just addressed you. He admitted to there being a chance of big network. I feel like he's not addressing me. I feel like he's more addressing his brother. But it would be nice for me to think otherwise.
Trump. Have you ever stopped to think, well, maybe he's acting like a demon? People are treating Trump like he's a dictator. Have you ever thought that maybe he's actually acting like a dictator? The fact that you're not familiar with anything that happened on, you don't know any of the evidence. You don't know the entire Jack Smith indictment. You didn't even know that the first people that got into the Capitol building broke in. Why would I care what you know? You clearly know nothing about any of this. Yet you seem to have a strong opinion about it.
I don't think that's correct. I think I know some things. I wasn't following, like I said, I wasn't following it 24/7 without sleeping or reading full indictments, but it's
or reading any part of an indictment, right? Can you be honest about that? That you haven't read a single sentence in any of the 4 indictments that Donald Trump is facing in the United States, right? Well, I guess it's only 3 now because 1 case is done. Hopefully it gets tossed. Thank God for the Supreme Court. But can you admit that you haven't read a single word of any of those indictments?
Before that, can you?
No. I need to hear.
This gets so unhinged later when he starts debating randos. What, you mean other people get unhinged? Because I doubt that I honestly think I could probably sit here, watch this entire Destiny stream, and probably not disagree with a single thing he's saying right now. This is one of those few times, very rare these days. Very rare, increasingly rare. But today is a good day where I can sit here and go, oh yeah, Destiny's right. No, yeah, he's right to be this angry. He should be this angry.
I need to hear you say that first, so that we're on the same page, and then I'll answer whatever question you want. You haven't read a single sentence from any of those indictments.
You interrupted me when I was trying to talk to you about him being a dictator. You say he's a dictator. He's acting like a dictator.
Yeah.
did he not relinquish his, his loss?
After a failed insurrection. So no, he didn't relinquish it. He lost his insurrection attempt. And then he walked away mad.
Even though he said,
on camera so you can watch you sit there and silently nod, it makes a good point.
We're not violent and all those things, you still believe that you assess for that to be part of him inciting an insurrection, yeah?
Yeah, of course, because I have a brain. And somebody saying in one sentence, walk peacefully, doesn't magically nullify the entire hour-long speech where he's telling people you have to fight like hell or you're going to lose your country, or that we have to pressure Congress to do the right thing and count the legally slated electors. So hold on, no, I just want to be really clear, because in any other circumstance you would understand this, but obviously your brain is subject to the political cancer that has manifested there for at least the last 4 years, right? No, a single sentence in a 1 hour speech does not nullify the entirety of the speech, because guess what? If I look at what happened right after the speech, do you think it's a coincidence that people went there marching, chanting 1776 on the day that the election was going to be certified, and then they broke into the building and they delayed the certification of the election? Was all of that just a coincidence?
So you think the words fight like hell is problematic, but you don't see other words as problematic when they say...
Kat, I'm so sorry.
Example,
No, I don't evaluate this like a 4-year-old. I'm not looking at one sentence or one word, because I know what you want to say. Well, when they said fight like hell, what about when Nancy Pelosi says we need to fight? And what about what... No, it's not the same. What I'm saying is that, taken as a whole, Donald Trump called people here on January 6th to do this speech while they were certifying the vote. He riled them up. He tried to rig the election, and then he sent them to the Capitol building to protest, where they broke in, where they delayed the certification of the election, which was his goal. And then he made calls.
An impassioned speech for his country is them riling his base.
How fucking retarded you have to be doing it in front of the Capitol when they're certifying the election that he's already told them is stolen. Like, what? Just how retarded can you be?
Base up.
What were they going there to
How
protest?
many Brutuses would you let your wife service before you stopped supporting the Ukraine? Listen, Deep Robbie, you have to do the utilitarian calculus, okay? Vosha's spoken about this many times. Okay? You have to take a few Brutuses.
What were they going there to protest?
Pardon?
What were they going there to protest?
They were going to protest because they thought the election was stolen from them unlawfully.
That's an insurrection.
No, it isn't.
What do you think it means if you go to protest because you think an election was stolen?
Well, Hillary thought it was stolen.
Hillary gave up that night. Hillary gave up that night. How many court cases did Hillary launch to challenge the election results? Can you tell me? How many court cases was it?
How many powerful people wanted her, wanted her kept out of power?
But
how many court cases did Hillary Clinton launch to challenge?
Let's run that back.
How many powerful people wanted her, wanted her kept out of power?
How many court cases did Hillary Clinton?
A fucking mushmouth. What a retard.
Kept out of
what a fucking idiot.
Power.
He lost.
How many court cases did Hillary Clinton launch to challenge the election results?
Did she have an entire barrage of media and elected officials demonizing her
raped.
And doing the same thing that they do to
Trump,
trying to prevent her from being elected? Did that happen to Hillary?
How many court cases did Hillary Clinton launch challenging the results of the election?
But did she have such a forceful barrage of, like I said, media, elected officials, and including their base, just vehemently opposing, calling her Hitler, calling her the devil, saying all these things?
Yes, the Republicans had been doing it for years. Yes. What do you think the email scandal was about? What do you think the Benghazi hearings were about? By the way, hearings that Hillary Clinton sat through, gave testimony for like 12 hours, and an investigation that she fully cooperated with. Not like the insurrectionist, traitorous president that you support, who invoked executive privilege at every single opportunity, who pled the fifth at every single opportunity, and who has now been granted absolute criminal immunity for some of his actions, so that he never has to answer for any of the things that he's done. So to go back one more time, I answered your question. To go back one more time, how many lawsuits did Hillary Clinton file challenging the result of the election?
I don't know. Did she file any?
Not a single one.
Okay. So they
when did Hillary concede the election? It was within 1 day. Do you agree with that?
I was following closely then, so I don't know.
It was. It was within a day.
She called him an illegitimate president.
That's great. I know. Yeah, I know you got those good talking points in. I like how that, by the way, I like how that one sentence, that's enough for you there. But one sentence from Trump saying, fight like hell, and then afterwards is people going, fight like hell. That doesn't mean anything to you. That's very funny to me.
Fight like hell doesn't necessarily mean go and try to assassinate a VP or break windows or anything like that.
Then why is it, wait, let's say I agree with what you just said. Okay, sure. Why is it then that when that started to happen and when staffer after staffer went in begging Trump, hey, can you call off your sycophantic savage fuck fans? Can you please do that? Donald Trump sat there drinking a Diet Coke while Ashley Babbitt got shot in the fucking face in the basement of the Capitol building dying. Can you tell me why Donald Trump didn't stop them if they weren't doing exactly what he wanted to do?
My immediate response here about Ashley Babbitt. Just my immediate response is just like, you know, you just gotta... I feel like it can't be overstated enough how fucking stupid Ashley Babbitt was. Not is. I almost said is. How fucking stupid Ashley Babbitt was. Oh, the biggest fuck around and find out ever. Yeah, middle of a riot. I'm going to try and crawl into one of the most important rooms in the whole of US politics. With guns pointed at me. Yeah, wow. Oh, what a martyr. What a martyr. What a martyr.
Why did Donald Trump and his crooked fuck lawyer, Giuliani, make phone calls to lawmakers inside of Congress telling them, hey, maybe you should delay the vote. Maybe you should push it back a few days. Why did he do that if that wasn't exactly what he wanted his protesters to do?
How do you know?
I'm going to re-ask the same, just so you know, the conversation is over right here until you answer that question. Or give me an alternative thing. I'm not answering another fucking question. I'm not playing this game. You have to tell me what was the point, because it seems incredibly obvious. Donald Trump gave a speech. They went to the Capitol. They broke in. They delayed the certification of the vote, which is what Donald Trump apparently wanted them to do. And for hours, while they protested, breaking windows, breaking doors, breaking on inside, he sat and he watched. And the only phone calls that he made while people were begging him to tweet to stop the violence were to try to pressure lawmakers to delay the vote. Tell me why he did that. Why did he wait for hours? Give me one possible explanation that doesn't satisfy my story.
I'm not in his mind. I'm not a mind reader. I can't ascribe motivation.
Boots, why are you trying to trigger Diforama's schizophrenia? Why are you working this guy up?
To his thoughts that I don't have access to, Destiny.
Oh, that's great. What is your profession? What do you do professionally?
That's not relevant.
Okay, why do you think, do you think that we can't ascertain the state of mind of a person ever? Do you think that's just impossible?
Doesn't mean she had to die. I think she's stupid, but no one should die no matter who they are. That's just wrong to me. Well, it's in a situation where she absolutely... Well, I don't see the argument for her not dying given the situation she's put her in. She put herself in. What else should happen there? They should not shoot. They should have shot in the situation that shooting was the right move.
Earlier, you said that I was angry. How do you know that? Maybe this is how I always talk when I'm streaming. Why did you assume that I was angry?
I've watched you stream. Like
yeah, they had guns pointed at her, telling her not to enter. They had the authority to do so. She continues to deny it. They have no way of knowing how she's going to act when she gets through. They don't know if she's armed. Absolutely. What else are they meant to do there? There's absolutely the only answer.
You speak fast, and you obviously come prepared. You have your talking points, so like you.
Hold on, wait. To be clear, none of these are talking points. If you want, we can spend. I'm streaming until I got 4 hours. So if you want, we can dig as deep, or I can even just link you because I've got whole documents that I've written on this whole scheme and this whole plot. I've read every single indictment from top to bottom. I've read every single criminal statute involved in the indictment from top to
rebel therapist parents, BlackRock educated, but let's not talk about
bottom. And I've read basically every fucking news article written about these indictments from top to bottom. So no, I don't have just talking points. That's what you have when you say Hillary Clinton said that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president. And also I have no idea what happened on January 6th or in the entire lead up to the insurrection for what Donald Trump did. Okay, so no, I don't have talking points.
It's an unfair statement. It's an unfair statement to say I have no idea what's going on.
You didn't know anything about the whole scam. Do you know anything about Mike Eastman and the coup memo or what their plot was on January 6th? What do you think Donald Trump was talking about when he said Mike Pence needs to come?
Really obscure. That seems obscure to me.
Oh, well, that's crazy because it was literally part of 2 of the massive indictments.
Listen, I wouldn't be paranoid anyway. If you told me that the CIA had groomed some kid with therapist parents. They'd compromised his therapist parents and groomed him to be a shooter. That was to protect democracy. That would actually give me, I would feel a little bit more comfortable. I'd feel a little bit more at ease. It's because I doubt the CIA conspiracies and the monoparty, uniparty, whatever they call it. That's why I'm so concerned, because I don't believe that stuff. I'd feel a lot safer.
Indictments that Donald Trump is facing that he's probably going to get away from now because of the criminal immunity he's been granted. Do you think that the Jack Smith indictment is obscure? Do you think that the Georgia RICO case is obscure? Is it obscure unless it shows up in like a Twitter headline or a TikTok video for you?
I don't use TikTok.
Okay, where the fuck do you get your news from that the most important stuff that's happened in this country related to this election and the current ongoing criminal cases are obscure trivia to you? You know that like the federal government hosts these indictments for everybody to read, right? They're not like hidden.
I would say that's obscure to a lot of people that aren't terminally online. Like
terminally online? I'm
What?
sorry, hold on.
Dude, how fucking... Dude, this is absurd. These people are so fucking dumb. This is like the least terminally online stuff ever. This is like the most real... This is as real world as it gets. Court documents about a president's indictment. This is as real world as it gets. That's about...
Hold on. You think that knowing what's in a federal indictment for a prior sitting president makes you terminally online?
No,
Okay, hold on, wait. Can you admit that what you just said was beyond fucking stupid, right?
Thank you,
Tell me,
yes.
it is
You should
actually
admit that was
reasonable
retarded.
that it, maybe for, I'll let you slide because you're a fucking Canadian retard, okay? But for an American citizen that's
There's
voting,
no need to
maybe,
insult me like this. I
well,
don't
you're
know why
Canadian and you are retarded. I'm just calling it as I say it, okay?
Regulate.
Can you?
Oh, yeah, true. Boots. She's Canadian. She's Canadian, Boots. She's actually Canadian. Jumping the gun a bit there.
It is reasonable that an American. I don't care. I'm over. I'm so over it. Kat, I don't care. I don't care that you're trying to insult me or not. What you're doing is so much worse. You don't see how evil you are, okay? It is so much.
Dude, oh my god. Oh, this is cathartic. This is so cathartic. I'm so cathartic Destiny content is back. Maybe only for like a week, but it's back.
Worse than calling me names. If you were more informed and then you were calling me names, I'd be fine with it. That's okay. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with the civility bullshit where as long as you're speaking politely, you think that gives you carte blanche to act like the scum of the fucking earth, okay? Can you tell me it is not unreasonable for an American citizen to be familiar with what is in a criminal indictment for a past president? That's not a terminally online thing to know.
No, it is evil. No, fuck you. No, she's filth. People like this who are dick riding for the death of democracy with absolutely no knowledge. They don't even bother to try and learn anything. But they're some of the biggest advocates, biggest cheerleaders, literally leading us into total fucking ruin. No, that is evil. That's not just being... It's not just haha silly. Oh, I'm just a bit dumb. I'm just looking at politics because it's funny online. No, you like believe truly evil things and you don't care to learn any better.
No, can you admit that?
I have to disagree. I think most people don't sit there reading through indictments.
Okay, who do you think should? Maybe the people that are spoon feeding you the news that you consume. Maybe at least they should have to read it. Do you think?
What do you mean people spoon feeding me news? People can consume news however they practice. Like,
sure, but I mean it's obvious for your news consumption. You look at a media feed that feeds you headlines, and then you read that, and that's where your opinion is formed from. So the people that are feeding you those headlines, don't you think at least they should have read the indictments?
No, just one second. I don't need news headlines. I can assess information for myself when I see it.
What is the last piece
of these evil things which go off the media? Dude, all these people are the media. I assume this bitch has some kind of platform. I doubt she's a nobody. 122k followers. Sorry, these people are the media now.
of original, not digested information that you've read.
Condescending about
no,
it.
you deserve to be condescended to. My country is having a fucking ex-insurrectionist, okay, try to run for president, and you support him. So no, I think it's okay for me to be highly critical of how you get your news, and you don't know anything about it, but you have a strong opinion about it. I don't understand where you people fucking come from. I don't know why you would be so confident that you think it, what do you think I do all fucking day that you're confident enough to come in here knowing absolutely fucking nothing about anything that's happening? They're like, okay, well, I'll go and have a reasonable conversation with this person.
Okay, so I don't think you're having a reasonable conversation with me. I think you're being extremely rude. I've been...
Like, this is her pinned tweet right now. I can't wait to watch America elect a twice impeached convicted felon that survived an assassination attempt. Trump 2024. Like, this is... No, this person's filth. This person is worthless.
Respectful to you. I've indulged in clicking on a link that you've asked me to look at. I've agreed with some of your points. I disagree on your assessment. You know, I just don't... Like, I see you... You know,
how many people follow? 120K.
Extremely dysregulated, and you don't even know me, and you're telling me that, you know, you're telling me all these things about me, that I'm this and I'm that. Like, I don't think that's is, you know, a productive conversation. I told
you're beyond.
What's this?
To be clear, why is Lurks watching Whoopi Goldberg? I don't know who that is, but thanks for the membership.
17 is under the age of consent in many states, including Florida, where Playlist Live used to take place. So this means that Tana Mojo is accusing you of statutory rape, and she's not trying to hide that.
This isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
No.
I don't know what I just said. Okay, you got... What did I just say? Okay, you got... It's...
Trying to hide that.
Okay, you got... It's sister... dude, what the fuck? I don't know what I just said. Did you just make me say some fucking retarded shit? I'm removing this. Kate's a Flockin, what are you doing, dude? Sorry, I don't know your degenerate shit, chat. I don't know your degenerate... This kid was born yesterday. Dude, fuck.
Okay.
Having a productive conversation. Also, you're not the first. You won't be the last woman to use a psychological term on me. Don't worry. I'm immune to it at this point.
What psychological term?
Dysregulated. The fact that you have no concept, the fact that you have no concept of any of the stuff that's even in the criminal indictments. Do you understand how absolutely fucking infuriating that is? That people don't even know what our president or our ex-president was charged with. They don't even know.
Well,
you don't think that's insane?
Like I told you, there's people who follow this case 24/7.
Hold on, excuse me. No, hold on. You don't get to characterize my position as follow the case 24/7.
You got to characterize mine.
What was I incorrect about?
Well, you were using ad hominem attacks to...
So guys, now's a great time to remind you, please like, subscribe, donate, buy a membership, gift a membership, buy a super chat if you can. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, discredit my viewpoints and
Discord. Jesus Christ. Discord.gg/Kuihman, Twitter.com/Kuihman. I choked on my spit. Jesus. Reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Thank you. I'm fucking dying. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I discredited your viewpoints by saying how stupid they were, and then I pointed to the fact they probably happened because of your news conception. I'm sorry, wait, what point of yours do you think that I didn't discredit on a substantive basis? Just because I'm calling you names doesn't mean I'm engaged in ad hominem. I can both call you names and substantively disagree with the things that you say. Can you give me one thing you said that you feel like I haven't substantively...
Ad hominem is calling someone names and calling them stupid.
No, I'm sorry, ma'am, but an ad hominem is when you dismiss a person's argument by appealing to a personal attack. If I say, you're wrong because of XYZ dipshit, that's not an ad hominem. That's just me calling you a name after substantively disagreeing with you. So if there's a point that you feel like you made that I didn't address, feel free to tell me and I will address it.
Okay. As I said, I don't think there's such a need for insulting me. I don't think that's called for, but maybe we can...
Thank you for the gifted key.
Agree to disagree on that. Ad hominems don't help in my opinion, but yeah, I wasn't prepared for you being like as angry as you are. That was...
Do you understand that from my perspective, we are looking at a decent chance of the next president being a guy who, at least from my point of view, launched an insurrection against the government? That's where we're at right now. And everybody around the world is so interested in defending this traitorous scum fuck, okay? And then when I press them on it, okay, whether it's you, whether it's the Constantine guy who throws his Ukrainian family under the bus to suck off fucking Putin, whether it's Tim Pool who's beating his rep so fucking tightly around his fucking head that he can't process more than 1 or 2 sentences, okay, without saying something, right? That all of these people, hold on, all of these people, he's subhuman scum, okay? That all of these people are interested in defending this guy, and nobody knows the substance of any of what he's even charged with. Do you understand? Do you understand how frustrating that is as an American who has a vested interest in seeing his country at least not turn into an authoritarian dictatorship?
I think it's far-fetched to say that if Trump is reelected through the Electoral College, like you said, would be what was the word that you just used? Like,
dude, I fucking hate these people. It's far-fetched. How is it far-fetched? How is it far-fetched? What's the far-fetched part?
Dictatorship. Why do you think it's far-fetched?
Thank you. Thank you.
Because, like I said, I don't believe he acts like a dictator.
You don't... Okay.
Wow, what a fucking insightful comment. What an insightful rebuttal. Seriously, fucking... Oh.
How not? Do you think that, for instance, do you think a dictator would try to prevent the peaceful transfer of power?
I don't think he was trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. He called for peace. He called for law and order. He said, we are for law and order. So
every single violent protester, that was just random that they all went and violently protested the certification of the electoral vote.
Well, okay.
Oh, she's about to do the BLM thing. She's going to go.
Thank you for the $4.99, Victoria.
Oh, what about BLM? Yeah, go ahead, do it. Do your whataboutism. I'm just going to ignore it, so go ahead.
No, you're not getting ignored, although BLM did mostly peacefully protest with fires in the streets.
Hold on. Do you agree that BLM was mostly peaceful?
No.
You're actual subhuman trash. You think that the majority of the BLM protests were violent?
I saw a lot of America burn under BLM protests.
Fuck you.
Dude. These people are so dumb. Holy fuck.
What do you care or know about?
Yeah, literally, dude. Say all you want about Floydism. Say what you want about Floydism, about St. Floyd and how everyone venerates him and all the fucking stupid statues and all this shit. Say all you want. It's the same. The same is true on the other side. The same is true on the other side. All they go on about, they were burning down cities. It's been 4 fucking years. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
About America, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You think the majority, there were like millions and millions of people protesting for like a year. You think the majority of those were...
Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, Spoke That Great Angel. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
...were violent? You're actually deranged if you think that. I don't even know.
No,
I'm sorry.
I didn't say majority. I said I saw
you.
BLM protests that were violent.
I didn't ask what you saw on YouTube. I didn't say. I'm asking if you thought the majority of them were violent.
And anchors from outlets that were reporting on the ground, such as CNN, I believe it was.
Yeah, I know. I saw the same one. Yeah, I saw the same meme image. Don't worry, I've tweeted out before. It was real funny. Yep, I've seen it.
Fiery but mostly peaceful. Do you disagree that do you agree that you can call a protest that involves burning down police stations and streets and storefronts and where, you know, people have to put up signs saying we're a black-owned business, please don't burn us down, we support Democrats, don't smash our windows. Do you think you can call that mostly peaceful?
You know what, Kat? Whatever I would call that, I would never utter it in front of you because you don't even deserve to get that concession. You don't even deserve to have me accurately assess that.
Okay,
when you won't even, when you won't even for a microsecond, why the fuck, if you're on the left, should you admit to or concede to any of these things when you delusional, unhinged, cowardly, spineless fucks won't even admit to what happened on January 6th? Like the way it's like the most open fucking case in the world. The thing that when Donald Trump tries to defend himself, he says, I need criminal immunity to not be in trouble here. Right? So no, I'm not even going to concede to a fucking BLM thing, okay? God bless the fucking protesters, okay? They can go fight with the white nationalists in the streets, and they can all go fucking, you know, have fun with each other at this point.
Destiny. Okay.
I mean, that's actually a lighter statement than what they said before.
Thank you for that, TIRADE. Do you see anyone that? Okay, you say I'm not worthy of a response to the BLM protest. Why don't you have?
At this point,
in the room that's
they have my
worthy
blessing
of discussing that point with you. Maybe you can
I'm not. I didn't come here to discuss the BLM protests. So no, I'm not here to discuss that.
Okay, well,
I'm here to discuss the
okay.
stuff related to Donald Trump and the insurrection. That's what I came here to discuss. If anybody here wants to jump on that, then sure, yeah, we can talk about it. If someone wants to talk about BLM protests at some other point, we can. But I would probably agree with most of them. But the difference is the left is generally willing to critique their side. The right is beyond critique. You guys are incapable, you're unfathomable when it comes to critiquing your own side. It is absolutely true.
No, I have seen people criticize.
Oh, shut the fuck
right.
up. No, you haven't. Please stop.
Yes,
please shut the fuck up. You absolutely have not.
One
tweet where somebody's like, oh, well, I didn't agree when Donald Trump had, you know, a blue tie on instead of his normal red power tie. It's not a true critique. Okay, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Okay, you don't have to swear at me. Like,
then don't act like a fucking moron. Don't act like an idiot. No, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the right criticizes itself, okay?
I'm not acting like an idiot, Destiny. Like, you don't
okay, then you are an idiot or whatever. And it's coming out naturally. However you want to phrase it. My bad.
Okay, so okay, forget about the BLM. You don't want to talk about that. Fine.
Well, hold on. I didn't say I didn't want. I said I didn't come here to talk about it. If somebody wants to do BLM debate at some point or whatever.
Boots, the great news is that later on in this stream, Destiny actually debates Lauren Southern about this, so we will probably watch that soon. Okay?
You can do it, but I didn't come here to talk about BLM.
Point. I take it back. You said you didn't come here to talk about BLM. Acknowledge that. Fine, no problem. If you let me finish, can you discuss these points with someone who you think is worthy, who maybe has
for the insurrection stuff? You can voice as many fucking people as you want in here. 100% sure. Go for it.
Okay, so we have some speakers in the room. They're willing to chat. So, you know, whoever, if you want to put your hand up, there's Lauren, there's Clint. He came up first, so.
Yeah, I just had a quick question for Stephen because
I've seen what's in my Discord. I'm not justifying stuff like that. It's super gay. I don't justify gay posting. Okay, this is like strange. Don't do this stuff. Okay, no gay posting.
His screenshots I'm blocked, so his screenshots of his tweets yesterday have been going viral, and I'm just genuinely curious if he is at all concerned with the trajectory of political violence escalating. You know, his reaction, his immediate reaction. Well, I'd imagine that much of it was in jest. It's obviously very inflammatory. I'm personally concerned about the climate in this country. I think that we're inching ever more closely to a potential, you know, civil war or something crazy like that. Is that a concern? I mean, you talk about insurrection, you talk about the dangerous precedent of Donald Trump and where this is all headed. Are you open to political violence at this point? Because it seemed like it, and that doesn't strike me to be your character. So I wanted to clarify.
I am very concerned about political violence in this country and the road to political violence. And you conservatives have been screeching for it nonstop.
I'll be back in 2 seconds as well. I'll keep you spying.
So I'm not going to be the cuck.
Yo, thank you for the $2.
Emery super chatted $2. Tom said there was more calls for violence from the left.
Well, Tom's a fucking retard.
On the left, to your guys' terms, I'm not going to be the cuckold on the left who's crying and screaming for pump the brakes, guys, no violence, it's civility time, blah, blah, blah. While you guys on the right engage in the most absurd forms of reality denialism. While you guys say that January 6th was a peaceful protest. When you guys say, oh, the Whitmer thing, that was all the FBI. The pipe bomb stuff, oh, that was all fake. You guys won't take responsibility for fucking anything. And you're supporting literally the most divisive fucking president in all of recent history. And you guys are saying, well, it's just fucking epic and hilarious when he owns the libs. And when you've got Biden, who is like, when it comes to rhetoric, the most milquetoast fucking guy in the world. I don't even know if this guy has a fucking mean bone in his body. And the only picture I see of him posted over and over and over again is him with a close-up shot where there's red, white, and blue lights in the background and it's just the red and you pretend that he's a dictator. Fuck you. I'm not going to be the one calling for the, oh guys, we've got to be civil, like no fucking violence. No, that's fucking retarded. You guys can lead the way on that one because you sure as fuck have led the way on getting us to where we are now.
Well, Stephen, you debated me last year in Tennessee. I ran for vice president of the Libertarian Party. I'm not a conservative at all. So, well, your tirade may land with a different audience. It's not going to work on me.
Really? Hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Who are you supporting this election?
Who am I supporting? I haven't declared any support.
Really? What are you leaning to? If I were to go through your Twitter, how many critiques have you made of Donald Trump versus how many critiques have you made of Biden? What do you think if I were to guess?
Well, seeing as Biden's the president, it would probably be a lot more critiques towards the sitting president.
Oh, yeah, but not the one that's coming in that's running for president that was also a president for 4 years?
I've been very critical of Donald Trump. So.
I'm sure. Yeah, okay.
The name of my show is Liberty Lockdown. I'm very, very disappointed in the 2020 era. So Odds of me supporting Trump openly or otherwise are pretty slim. But setting that aside, I'm glad to hear that you are concerned about political violence in this country. I just, at the same time, I don't understand your rhetoric yesterday or your response to the violence, you know, basically applauding the loss of a voter for Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. It strikes me as callous, to put it mildly.
Not as hard as it struck that guy. Just curious. So I'm just looking through your Twitter, okay? You said it is a tremendously fraudulent case brought against the leading candidate to be the next president. You thought, which of the 4 cases against Donald Trump do you think are fraudulent and why?
Well, first off, I would say that the FBI document case in Mar-a-Lago, given that, you know, Biden is guilty of the same crime, if it is one, I think that one's fraudulent.
Okay, just curious on that case. What is the crime?
It was, I think it was holding confidential documents after he left the White House, right?
You understand there's an intentionality aspect to that, right? You have to intentionally take and then knowingly hold classified information out of a SCIF. It's not just like accidentally taking it, right? You understand that a lot of what Donald Trump is charged for in the Mar-a-Lago stuff is obstruction of justice because he told his employee to hide documents from NARA and then the FBI, right? Or did you not know that because you haven't read that indictment, but you have a strong enough opinion about it to tweet about it?
Sorry, I have to pause it. I'm reading like a retard. Destiny needs to turn off the anime voice. Holy fuck. The like intonation there was very cringe. Very bad delivery.
To that, right? You have to intentionally take and then knowingly hold classified information out of a SCIF. It's not just like accidentally taking it, right? You understand that a lot of what Donald Trump is charged for in the Mar-a-Lago stuff is obstruction of justice because he told his employee to hide documents from NARA and then the FBI, right? Or did you not know that?
The FBI, right? Or did you not know that? Like, come on, bro. Switch it off.
Because he told his employee to hide documents from NARA and then the FBI, right? Or did you not know that because you haven't read that indictment, but you have a strong enough opinion about it to tweet about it?
I mean, that was
correct,
a lot of assertion without actually allowing for me to answer. Yeah, I realize that there's intentionality. Do you think that there was no intention?
It sounds like he's like dropping his voice down. It's like it's very not good. Not good.
With Biden having hundreds of documents.
Yeah. You just activated my trap card. It's that's the energy he's giving off right now.
I'm just saying that the 2 cases aren't comparable. The huge aspect of what Trump is being charged with is the obstruction charge, because he told his employee to hide documents.
Do you think it's at all odd that there would be this level of investigation into Trump but not into Biden?
I do think that the Trump stuff was really odd. I think
Squeak
the FBI
Clip is
should have
not
kicked his door down a year earlier. I don't know why the fuck they waited so long. They gave him a year to turn those documents over to NARA, and he shunned them, he ignored them, he lied to them, and he had his employee move boxes around, okay, like a fucking ferret running through a maze before the FBI.
No, I think Boots. I think Destiny's anger at this is legitimate and pointed in the direction that he says it's pointed in. I think it is. It's anger at the political situation. I think that this is a justified level of anger. I think this is totally justified.
Finally caught wind that there was some bullshit going on. Do you think that NARA didn't give him enough time to respond? Why do you think he didn't turn the documents over when they asked?
Okay, same question for you. Why do you have zero concern about Biden possessing classified documents, but you're totally up in arms over Trump? I don't understand.
I'm gonna keep asking until you answer the question. Why do you think Donald Trump waited a full year to turn those documents over to NARA?
I don't know.
Why do you think he told his employee to hide them?
I haven't seen that's been proven that he told his employee to hide them. What's the evidence for that?
It's literally laid out in the indictments from recorded conversations. Or do you think the FBI is just making it all up?
Well, the FBI did lie to the FISA court to spy on his campaign before he entered the White House. So yeah.
So you think they made everything up in the indictment? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then I don't
think they made up everything.
Okay, wait.
I don't think they made up everything.
Well, then what do you think about? Why do you think?
Why should I trust the FBI?
Okay, then don't. Then I don't know why the fuck I'm talking to you. If you don't trust any of the institutions or any of the investigative bodies, why did you say anything about the indictment? You should have opened with that. You should have said, no, Destiny, I only trust what I read on Twitter. I don't trust anything from any of our 3 letters. I don't trust those guys. Just open with that next time, and then we don't have to waste any time, like, you know, on some
factual
factual
analysis. I already told you I'm a
analysis.
libertarian, so you could have assumed that.
True, that you're retarded because it's basically one part and parcel of the same. Okay.
You don't need to insult people. I don't understand why you need to do that. Okay, let's take a question. Sharika Soul has her hand up.
Doesn't need to, but he should. But he should. These people are worth being insulted. These people absolutely should be insulted. He doesn't need to do it. But he should be doing it.
Sharika, you can unmute yourself.
Destiny, I just have to say that you are an adult male, and the way that you're talking to some of the women in here,
Yeah,
or
you're a
Kat specifically, is actually really disheartening to listen to. Also, I am Black, and I'm kind of tired of white liberals denying the violence in the Black community and using Black Lives Matter, specifically protests, who, by the way, the Black neighborhoods that have the protest, they end up being destroyed and trashed. And it's not you that comes to the neighborhoods and helps clean up those neighborhoods after a protest. So for you to speak on Black Lives Matter protests and say they're not violent or whatever you're trying to say is disrespectful, it's disingenuous, especially to Black women who have to live in
See
those
the meme right now.
neighborhoods
What's
and
going on? Here's the thought Bobby just racist shit.
Thank you as a Black woman for showing up to show that retardation can transcend both gender and race.
I'm not retarded. You're the white man.
I don't know why the fuck. What do you think I'm speaking on for BLM? This conversation is about BLM. I don't know why why don't even know who the fuck you're talking to right now.
Stop cussing.
I can cuss what I want. What do you mean I can say whatever the fuck I want? It's freedom of speech.
Because
it's Twitter.
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful to what? This is my. This isn't your fucking Twitter space. You're not here to tell me what I can say or not say.
Black Lives Matter out of your mouth. You're a white
BLM,
man.
BLM.
You're a white man.
Black people need me. I'm gonna.
You're a white man. You're a white man. Stop talking about BLM. You're a white man.
Be the white savior for BLM. I love BLM. I'm the leader of BLM. I'm the self-appointed leader of BLM. Oh yes, I love BLM. Oh yes, Black Panthers. I'm gonna join it right now. Oh BLM.
Keep it real.
I am keeping it real.
Black men are violent towards Black women, and we don't need people like you constantly using us for political talking points. Mind your own business and quit talking about a race that you don't know nothing about. We don't know you. You're not in our neighborhood.
BLM. Are you lost? Are you lost right now? How did you even wander into here? Are you okay right now?
Mental distress, and you need to get on medication and stop talking to women crazy.
Okay. He's on medication. He's on medication.
That because you're behind a screen. If you were there and she had a whole bunch of men standing by her, there's no way you would keep talking to her like that. You're a punk.
Okay.
Grow up.
Thank you, Sharika. Thank you so much for your valuable contribution. Okay. Noted.
Stephen, real quick, man. You said
that
on
Sunday.
Basically, because Donald Trump is an insurrectionist, attending his rally is supporting, a fascist dictator or whatever, and ultimately it's a fuck around.
Oh, look at it! Look who's in this fucking space. The Act Man. God, I bet he has the worst fucking takes on this. Has this retard spoken up? Has this retard said anything? I hope he said something. Let me find an Act Man tweet right now. Let me go on his Twitter right now and let me see. He's avoided saying anything too much about it. Yeah, he's making broad, vague, empty comments. Ugh. God, I know he'd say something so fucking stupid.
Rob Noor, hopefully I'm saying that right.
That is correct. Thank you so much. Edgelord Destiny, great to be here. Know that you really don't like people that are read up, so happy to beat you around on these subjects like always. To start with, I find most repugnant about what you're doing.
Rob entering by announcing his power level. Very, very based. Very based. Let's see it, Rob. Let's see it.
Not that you're an edgelord making jokes, but that you're a disingenuous sack of shit. Because, as I've debated you in the past,
out on the table.
You started talking before January 6th ever occurred about how the BLM riots were justified. It was just the other side of the coin of voting. Of course, once you realized that grift wouldn't do as well for you when you were debating the Rittenhouse shit, you completely 180'd your position.
Hold on, just to be clear, wait. I don't think I've ever supported violent riots against private property. I don't know if I've ever supported that in the U.S. The farthest my position ever went was if people wanted to violently riot against public property, that maybe that's defensible. I'm pretty sure that's the farthest I've ever gone, even prior to Rittenhouse. I don't know where that opinion comes from. I've always supported protests and even riots to some extent, as long as it's not against private property, but...
That is exactly true. What you said to me was, even though you weren't sure how much of the violence was against private property versus public, but to the extent that the George Floyd riots were against public property, you said that that's fine. If you feel the system's not working for you, we're America, goddammit, and rioting's the other side of the coin to voting. Now, when that occurs on January 6th,
did I ever say rioting is the other side of the coin to voting? That's a really strange statement if I did. If I did, that's a really strange statement, but go ahead, okay.
I will try to find the clip for you. But you said that they were justified at the time. Then what's even more egregious is your take on January 6th. You initially had said to at least one other person, a left-wing streamer, and on a panel that I was on, that it was absurd to think this was a serious attempt to overthrow the government by the riot that day. You basically alluded to the fact that because there were so many people that outnumbered the police, that it's clear if they really were trying to violently overthrow the government, they'd have taken far greater actions. Now you're suggesting that people that disagree with your
okay,
new...
this is a good attack from Rob. I'd be interested to see how Destiny talks through his position changing on this. That's just how Rob talks. Rob always sounds like that. You can say his voice is shaky, but that's how he was talking the other day while watching Animal with him. This is how he talks.
Position that this was clearly an insurrection are people that are fucking around and should find out because they can't call it out.
What do you think is the difference? Yeah, sure. What do you think is the difference between then and now, Rob?
There is no difference materially.
There is
what's your secret? I'm always shaking.
A huge difference in what we knew publicly at the time. There is a huge difference in what was publicly known. You can go and I'm sure you've listened to me and Pisco argue about this at length on my channel. Yes. I was massively against the concept of it being an insurrection originally until it came out that there were some Proud Boys people there that were trying to coordinate some shit. I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe. But then once all of the Trump stuff came out, abso-fucking-lutely, on Donald Trump's end, 100%.
Yeah, so it's the false electors. Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay.
He was engaging in insurrection, and he was utilizing the protesters to do as much. Now, whether or not all of the protesters themselves, knowingly, even the ones that broke in, knew that they were part of an insurrection or not, at this point, I kind of lean towards yes, but I'm not like ass on it. But Donald Trump, absolutely and unequivocally yes.
The difference is the actions that were taken by people that day are what would constitute an insurrection. And those actions have been on display for you to see the public evidence of the day of January 6th and all throughout after that. And you correctly came to the conclusion that it was a riot that got out of hand. Now, let's say that you think because of...
I mean, you can say that, but I feel like the plot of the... Would you not say the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys engaged in insurrection? I mean, they were charged with seditious conspiracy, right? Or convicted. Seditious conspiracy, I'm pretty sure.
Evidence, you even specifically said, of course, there might have been some Proud Boy type people there LARPing. They might have done some bad shit, but the overwhelming majority of the people that were there, it was not a serious attempt to overthrow the government. It was a riot. Now, let's say that you've since heard evidence of things Donald Trump did. That doesn't change whether the action itself was an insurrection. You have no evidence that Trump willfully told those people to go be violent. And in fact, the irony is...
Hold on.
Yep.
Donald Trump invited all of those people to Washington to give a speech on the 6th at the same time that he had given Pence 7 false slates of electors and pressured him to accept them. And then he sent them all to the Capitol building, I guess, hopefully to protest to delay the certification of the vote. And as it was being delayed, he made calls to the lawmakers continuing to try to delay the certification of the vote. And the people at the White House, or at the Capitol building were using violence as part of the protest/riot. That's an insurrection.
That is not an insurrection. And if you call that an insurrection and narrow the definition as such, then you would have to admit that things like May 31st, 2020, where there were violent left-wingers that, unlike January 6th, used lethal weapons, injured 47 guards, burned down a guard station, and attempted to get into the White House to the point where Trump had to be removed into a bunker, which then many on the left, including Joe Biden, mocked him for having to go to the bunker. That would also be an insurrection. And one of the points I want to get across
just as a quick thing, okay? All right, this is the difference between me and every single spineless fuck on the right. If you were to give me an example of this, and if the examples were to lay out the criteria that I've set forth for an insurrection, what do you think I would say?
Well, you know of this. I would think you would say that there are some sort of meaningless differentiations.
No, it wouldn't. It would say it's an insurrection. Oh, bro, come on. Come on. Like, I've got a low opinion of Destiny these days, and even I would like, oh my god. There's no way Rob actually thinks this. This is such an L.
If were to lay out the criteria that I've set forth for an insurrection, what do you think I would say?
Well, you know of this. I would think you would say that there are some sort of meaningless differentiations because no two situations will ever be completely analogous.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not true. What I would say, and I'll say it right now, that's not true. It's funny that you think that there's a shortage of criticism for fucking BLM or whatever on my side, when that's one of the things I'm the most criticized for. That's fucking hilarious. But no, if you were to show me that there was some organized group of people who were trying to circumvent or overthrow some fucking government process, and that they did so in a means that incorporated violence, I'd probably say, oh, wow, I guess that could probably qualify as an insurrection too. Sure. That's probably what I would say, if assuming I saw the evidence.
Okay. Then real quick, because the FBI decided not to have a massive task force, because Democrats seemed to say it was mostly peaceful, the National Guard shouldn't be deployed, et cetera, because that investigation didn't take place, use your best judgment. What do you think a bunch of violent lefties with Molotov cocktails attacking the White House, injuring 47 guards and burning down a guard station in an attempt to get into the White House, what do you think their motivations were?
I truly have no fucking idea. I haven't looked into it at all.
Right. Isn't it convenient? The FBI never investigates the things that occur on the Democrat side, and then you say, well, what can we do? We don't have
The
evidence.
FBI never investigates. Hold on, I'm sorry. What did Hunter Biden get convicted of? For having drugs in a video? So therefore he lied on a 4473 for a firearm? Hold on, the FBI never investigates their own or Democrats or convicts them? What was the whole fucking, not Durham, what was the thing about Biden and the fucking documents or whatever, that whole special counsel or whatever that was appointed by Merrick Garland, the Democrat DOJ? And I'm sorry, who did Donald Trump pardon? Every single fucking person that got convicted that was part of him? How the fuck are you trying to say there's a double standard here that doesn't exist on the Republican side? You're insane, Rob.
The rapidity in raising your voice is unimpressive to me. I could do it just as well.
Do it then. Go knock yourself out.
Nonetheless, right? No, it's clear. For example, let's take those one by one. The investigation into Biden, it was covered up from the get-go. The only reason that it ever resulted in any charges was because two whistleblowers from the IRS outed the fact that the FBI was covering for this. Now we know the CIA was as well. Then a judge blew apart the sweetheart plea deal that was given to Hunter Biden. So with egg on their face, they charged him with the most meaningless crime that couldn't be connected to his father and their family, which was a gun charge when he was high, which I don't even think he should be charged for.
Was it that? Hold on. This happened under Donald Trump's administration. Wouldn't it have been his FBI?
Yes, the same FBI that wanted an insurance policy and preventing him. The same FBI that for 4 years leaked to the press and illegally spied on him. Yes.
The same FBI where Comey came out and he made statements to the press about Hillary's email usage in a totally unprecedented manner. The same FBI that had.
Are you going to clown yourself on this again after the last time I clowned you on this?
Oh my God.
You're wrong? Sure, everyone in the audience, me and Destiny went back and forth for over an hour on this. And the IG report showed that actually the reason that Comey did that and then had to come out later and re-announce the opening of the Hillary investigation was because the FBI intentionally sat on the fact that there were more emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop.
Your entire argument hinges, and the same thing that you just put forth now hinges on the idea that one or two whistleblowers can force the hand of a three-letter to make anything public, ignoring the fact that people like Julian Assange have been like fucking pushed out of the country for like over a fucking decade. You're telling me that the FBI or whatever, they're so fucking corrupt that they can engage in all this cover that they'd be pressured to have one or two whistleblowers make the media like force them to release shit? They could just ignore it and American minds move on in literally 1 fucking week.
Okay, the Rob Noor stuff is exhausting. This is really...
That's right, and then
Roger, even though the states accepted.
But that rule got wiped away by the Supreme Court because we didn't like it, because we had to make an exception for Donald Trump to run for president again. So I guess like the rules of democracy just don't seem to apply in the same way when it comes to Donald Trump. It's also my understanding, for instance, that you can impeach a person in the House and then convict them in the Senate if you feel they've done wrong and you want to not have them hold future office. But Republicans disagreed with that and they said, actually, you can impeach a man that's out of office. It was also my understanding that people can be held criminally liable for the actions that they perform, irrespective of their position in society, that no man is above the law. But the Supreme Court has also disagreed with that. And now Trump enjoys absolute criminal immunity for every core action as president and presumptive immunity, at least, for basically every other thing he did while president. So all of these ideas of what a democracy is and how you hold people accountable in democracy seems like Trump and his fans don't like any of those rules. So again, if you make a king, I mean, people are going to treat him as a king.
Huh? No. August. We're back.
I mean, you either, at that point, I mean, you either stand and fight or you leave, I guess, right?
So hey, quick question, Dustin. Oh, sorry. Go on, Lauren. I'll ask after.
Yeah, what does stand and fight look like?
It depends on how you want to fight. What do you mean?
So if, let's say, Trump wins this upcoming election.
I'm not, you're not going to, I don't know if you're trying to get me to Fed post my account. I'm not going to say some shit, especially some ex-guy here trying to get me to fucking get my shit banned, but it means exactly what you think it means. I'm not mincing words. I don't do what you guys do, where you're like, well, when they said, fight like hell and take your country back, they actually just meant march peacefully. When I say fight, I mean it in whatever sense you think I mean it is exactly how I mean it. Yes, that is what I mean. Yeah, of course. But also, to be clear, again, because I'm not a spineless, blubbery fuck, okay, like you conservatives are, I said the exact same thing with the January 6th protesters, where I said, if you legitimately think that the election has been stolen, if you think that, I understand why you would want to march and engage in violence and engage in insurrection. It makes sense too. If you think that your country's been stolen from you, which is what your corrupt president has led you to believe for year after year after year, then yeah, it makes sense why people would do it. Of course, I would hold the exact same standard for the left and the right there, the same one that I have held for both sides.
If Trump wins this upcoming election, you think that leftists should march on the Capitol violently?
Should they? I don't know. That's a pretty tough question at that point. I don't know. I guess it would depend on the actions. I'm not pussyfooting around. I can't read the future. There's a lot of people. First of all, you don't even know what's happening in the present. So the idea that you don't know what's happening in the present or the past, and you're trying to hold me to account for not predicting the future? Excuse me. Okay. Number one. Okay. It would depend on the actions I guess the president takes and what happens from that point. So I'm not sure.
Well, no, because you don't think he should be able to run for office again because he's an insurrectionist. So
Correct.
if he gets elected, he shouldn't be in office, right?
I mean, personally, that was how the Constitution went, and that's been changed, but...
So if you are a pro-American, if you love your country, you're a patriot, you should get up and probably do something about it, right?
What, like assassinate the president? I don't know if that would be, like, the best idea.
It wouldn't be the best idea?
Probably not. You'd probably get caught.
Is he just trying not to say it because of... I can't tell. I can't tell if what his position is. Because I don't know if he's just trying not to get banned right now. He probably knows that moderation's going to be high on this kind of stuff.
If stuff like this, if there's violence, this is the same autistic arguments that you retards use for fucking Ukraine and Russia, where somehow Ukraine gets blamed on Russia invading their territory and fighting back. You can't shoot missiles into Russia. It'll lead to World War III. Whatever happens past the Trump election, the conservatives own that. That's what I would say. Regardless of what happens, they own that. That's their thing. That's their path. That's the path that they put the country on.
I think you're leaving room to say, yeah, maybe people should do something violent about it.
No, first of all, that's been the conservative line. Hold on. I've never said that people should do something. I've never used those words. Okay? I'm not saying people should. All right? Just the same way I haven't said on the left right people should do a particular thing. But I'm saying that if it happens, I don't have any fucking sympathy for it. I don't know what people should. And it's obvious, like, the path that people are putting us on. Like, that's a pretty obvious thing. That when you make a president and you start changing the rules for that president and you put him above criminal fucking conviction, what the fuck do you think is going to happen at that point? Like, it's an undeniable, like, unavoidable path that you're going down.
Okay, so Trump gets elected, people violently storm the Capitol. You're going to condemn that or not?
If Trump gets elected and people violently storm the Capitol, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it at the time. I'm leaning like 51% in supporting it, I guess. 49.
They start holding Marjorie Taylor Greene at gunpoint hostage.
Let's go.
You're not sure, 50%.
You laugh, but that's because in your world, all the actions are the same because you have no idea what the fuck is going on with anybody. You didn't even know how this insurrection worked 20 minutes ago, and now you're laughing. You're like, well, it's attacking every single person the exact same. Oh, like you're not even able to engage in the conversation. So I don't know why you're laughing when you ask, like, well, if somebody attacks somebody that is anti-democratic, that advocates for the president to be held above all criminal liability, do you think that's the same thing as when people...
I think he just needs to stand on it. He's kind of losing his way in this conversation a little bit because he's not just standing on the idea that he does think that, you know, if Trump does win, then action is probably justified. He very clearly thinks that, and he stand on it. But because Lauren's trying to walk him into Fed posting, he's getting I think he's getting a little bit nervous. A little bit nervous of saying something that could affect his career.
Wanted to steal AOC shoes. Don't you think that's the same thing as when they... Yeah, that is what you're saying. If something happens, I don't know. You can ask me about it then. I'm not going to future predict every potential fucking thing.
I wasn't even referring to January 6th. I was just saying if leftists stormed the Capitol violently, held people hostage at gunpoint, would you defend that?
I would say that before Donald Trump tried an insurrection, I would be highly critical of all of that type of behavior. That's what I would say.
But
his career has been affected? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, for sure. He's probably burned a good amount of connections over this, I would imagine. But I mean, isn't his YouTube channel getting banned?
Be less critical now.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
All right. Interesting.
I saw Diligent came up. Diligent, I have no hands, so I'm just going to go by who's come up and wants to speak.
I was
Diligent,
just kind of observing the exchange for a minute before I chimed in. I'm late to the party, so to speak, so I was kind of assessing Destiny's position because obviously he doesn't like it suggested. I was kind of waiting for him to clarify since I was late, but I think I get the gist of it. We won't get into hypotheticals, so we'll stick to what we know has occurred already. I think we can discuss that.
CTE voice.
What is your position?
Yeah, 100%. I'm sensing a full Benoit here. I'm sensing full Benoit.
On the Summer of Love, is that an insurrection? Is that justifiable violence in the name of left-wing politics? Can you clarify your position on that? Because it kind of leads into what we saw.
I don't think that
happen
any
yesterday.
part of it was an insurrection. I'm not aware of any plans to overthrow the government. Also, you're talking about a huge range of protests. In parts of protests where there was rioting involved and people were either violent or breaking curfews, obviously I think that all of those people should be held as accountable as possible. I've never opposed any of that ever. I don't know why you're trying to ask me both sides on an issue. Just because you're too cowardly to take a side against your own political party on one thing doesn't mean that I am. I've been highly critical of riots in the past. I'm quite famous for it. So yeah, I would say that anybody that engaged in illegal behavior should be charged with illegal behavior. And for the rioting, there obviously was a lot of that. So I don't know what you want me to say for that you think is surprising there.
There was no insurrection. I don't know what this this.
I don't know how many times he must have laid out exactly how there was an insurrection, exactly every single step of it throughout this Twitter space. I just check. How are there still people coming in saying, well, there was no insurrection? You have to be fucking retarded. You have to be so dumb.
Kid is talking about. There was no insurrection.
Okay, I mean we can walk through it from start to finish. Do you think that Donald Trump? Sure. Do you think that Donald Trump had 7 false slates of electors prepared for states that he knew that he was going to lose, or for states that he'd lost?
No. I'm talking about the march on the Capitol.
That's the ending point to the insurrection. All of this is leading up to it. All of this is part of it.
Yeah. So
I wasn't aware that Donald Trump had been convicted of insurrection. He hasn't, right?
That's great. We're not. No one.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck, man. Holy, these are the worst fucking... Dude. America's so fucked. It's over. You guys are cooked. And we're all cooked too. Because everyone relies on it. It's so over, man. It's so fucking over.
One is talking about being convicted.
We're going to keep it peaceful. You know, there are people, they marched towards the Capitol. There was a protest. Some people took it too far. A lot of idiots. They did some stupid
I don't know
shit.
why you're
Trump
repeating
said,
the same. Okay.
Respect our police.
We don't need. Yeah, I know that what you guys like tell each other when you like step into the bathrooms and you repeat the same shit over and over again. So if you want to talk, if you want to understand, then we can do it. But you have to walk through it from the very beginning.
You know, this.
Well, you have to, Michael. He's saying that the 2020 riots were riots, but the march on the Capitol, that's not a riot. That's an insurrection.
Sure. Okay. So for all, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
To overthrow the government.
Kat, can you make me a co-host? Jesus.
They didn't try and overthrow the government. They walked on the Capitol.
Yeah,
people took it too far. They went to the government. They were being walked through the hallway by police.
Nice.
And then they left.
We already watched the video. That's not what happened. So the insurrection, the insurrection was that Donald Trump tried to have false slates of electors that he wanted to be chosen on the election day so that he could be made the president even though he lost the vote. There was a whole process of doing that, and the culmination of that was on the day of January 6th. He invited. I haven't finished talking. Can you not hear? Do you have a memory issue? If I speak for too many words, do you lose the end of the sentence?
Shit.
Okay. Well, let me finish my sentence. Let me finish. I know that you're. I'm not spinning a narrative. All of none of these.
Spinning a narrative. He's laying out very clearly a plan that was in place and was being carried out to overthrow the election. Step by step. Spinning a narrative. It's just like they can't explain what they mean by that. There's no, like, if you press them, like, what do you mean by spinning a narrative there? They can't re-explain. They just go, oh, you're just like, you're saying a bunch of things, and what really matters is, so you're not actually able to explain why the logic doesn't work, why it's not reasoned through, which fact is untrue. None of it. Dude, these people are just the fucking worst.
These people nobody even denies any. Okay,
tampering with insurrection.
What have I said so far that's incorrect?
The word
what have I said? Shut the fuck up. What do you play with the word? You guys play with this shit like every fucking day, dude. The leftist retards. What did I say that was incorrect, sir? What did I say that was incorrect, sir? What did I say that was incorrect, sir?
What?
What did I say that was incorrect?
You're conflating tampering with insurrection. These are two extremely fucking different things.
Insurrection doesn't have to happen in 1 day or 1 hour.
Okay. You're conflating two completely different things.
What did I say that was incorrect?
You're conflating tampering with the word insurrection. Just like you probably don't understand the gravity of the word attempted assassination.
Good one. So the the insurrection. Well, it wasn't well done. He missed. Okay. The insurrection. Okay, was from the start to the finish. It was Donald Trump setting up false slates of electors and then bringing tens of thousands of people to the Capitol to have those people rush the Capitol in order to pressure the voters there using violence in order to select the fake electors that he had sent to Congress. That was the insurrection.
You mean when he said peaceful protest outside the Capitol? Like,
no, I mean before that, when he said we need to force them to accept our lawful slate of electors, and we need Vice President Mike Pence to come through for us. That's what I'm talking about. You know that speech was more than just one line, right?
When you're talking about so that litigation could occur, he was talking about delaying the process so litigation could occur.
One, you don't get to delay the election because you're ass mad that you lost all your court cases. Number one, there was a time to challenge the election and it had come and passed. Okay. Number two, if you want to challenge it, there are means to do that. It's not to delay the certification of the fucking vote.
It wouldn't be illegal for Mike Pence to delay the process.
It absolutely would have been illegal. It would have been unconstitutional. And it would have been the completion. No, he couldn't have been. No, he couldn't. And that's why he didn't do it. Thank God for him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Then what was the pressure for then? If he couldn't have done it, then what is the point of pressuring him if it wasn't possible for him to do it?
I didn't say it wasn't possible for him to do it. I said it's not possible to do it legally. He couldn't do it legally. But why do you think they were? What do you think they were pressuring him to do? I'm curious. What do you think Donald Trump was referring to when he said we need Mike?
He literally didn't say it would be impossible. He didn't say there's no way Mike Pence could have done it. He was saying he wasn't allowed to do it. It was very fucking clear, dude. These people, I don't understand how you can be so dumb.
Pence to come through for us. What was Donald Trump
not engaging
about?
with what's being said at all?
Tell me.
He didn't have to verify it. He didn't have to verify.
So what did he want him to do?
He wanted him to delay. He wanted him to withhold the verifying it in the Capitol that day. That way litigation could occur so that he could get the final counts from certain states and allow some court cases to go through.
Yep.
That's what he was doing.
Are those the 7 states that he plays supposed to have?
That's called a coup. That's called, hold on, you admit that is resisting the peaceful transfer of power. Yes, correct? That was the day to certify the votes and that he was trying to circumvent that process. Correct?
So wait a second.
No, wait, answer that question. Correct? Was that correct? Did he try to delay the certification of the vote?
I don't have to abide by your
it's kind of my space. It's not a filibuster. I get you guys to be accountable for one time in your fucking life to answer a fucking question, because none of you guys doing your own fucking dog shit programs.
I don't have to answer the way that you want me to, bro. The fact of the matter is that he called for a peaceful protest to pressure Mike Pence.
Was it peaceful? Was it peaceful?
Legally delaying the process.
It wasn't legal. No, it wasn't legal. It wasn't legal. It wasn't legal. It wasn't legal.
It was not peaceful.
There you go. It wasn't peaceful. It wasn't legal, and it delayed the process, the certification. What do we call that, folks? With a plan to overthrow the government? That's an insurrection. That's an insurrection. That is.
I don't just how many times you have to lay it out for them. Man, I genuinely, I don't know how much more I can watch the same shit happen again and again. We have to skip ahead of it.
Somehow hundreds of his followers didn't seem to get the message.
Okay, I just muted him for a second because like 4 of you are yelling and nobody can understand anything. So if we can just get 2 people back and forth instead of, a group yelling at each other, because nobody can hear a thing. So I very much appreciate your time, Destiny, being here, and whoever is coming to speak. Please try to one at a time so that people can hear what you guys are saying, because it's just so jumbled. It's impossible to hear through the multiple people talking over each other.
I think we owe him answers, and that's fine. The important thing is discourse. He asked, was it...
Wait, what do you mean, why wasn't he charged with it? Trump was indicted on felony charges working to overturn the votes of the 2020 election. Maybe the charge wasn't insurrection necessarily, but that's actually why he's got the immunity, right? Is to avoid that.
Peaceful. There are people there that were peaceful. There were people that were absolutely not. There were some bad apples there, and that's okay. We got to recognize that. At the end of the day, we have to recognize, 100%.
But that wasn't his question. His question was whether or not Donald Trump called for peaceful.
And it's a valid question. Was it peaceful? There were people there that were peaceful. There were people there that were absolutely not.
It's not a matter.
They were there to make trouble.
The question is, when Donald Trump sent those people to the Capitol, what was the goal?
It was
protest.
If the goal was just okay, that's fine. Okay, they was just a protest. It was just a protest on the day they certified the vote. Why is it that when as soon as things got violent, why did Trump wait hours to call his dogs off?
I don't know. Why did Pelosi not bring in the proper security measures?
Who just spoke right here? How much of my money?
Why can none of them ever answer a fucking question? It's so insane, dude. The average person is actually so fucking pathetic in any conversation. I was actually, we were talking about this in fucking Discord earlier. Spicy. People will just avoid conflict and avoid answering questions. They'll talk mad shit. And then the moment you try and pin them on an actual point and argue with them about an actual point, they will just dodge it like fucking crazy. Every single time. It's so pathetic. It's so fucking weak. Edgar was doing it. This Dontron F-slur, who literally... Right, okay, we're going to see it for a moment. This sped. If you ever see this sped around Dontron, just know how retarded this guy is. Every chat, I see this guy's name. Chud's chat, Food Shop's chat, any chat, I see this guy's name. Talking mad shit all the time. Comes into Discord, talks mad shit. Constantly talking shit. And I'm like, okay, well, what's your problem? And he's like, it's not even worth getting into with you. It's not even worth talking to you. You're not even worth the time. I'm like, I'm open to any criticism, whatever you think. Whatever you think. Give me an example of something I've said that you disagree with. Green was having an extended meltdown at 2 people. I was right. I was right. I was right. Edgar was being pathetic. Dontron was being pathetic. These people are being... It's incredibly lame that the chatters, like these people, will literally they will spend multiple hours. I'm not even that big. There's no advantage, really, to shit-talking me, of all people, really. I'm not a particularly big content creator, but they will spend hours upon hours upon hours every day. I will see them in chats talking about me for hours. It's like, holy fuck. I'm fine with you not liking me, but I would like if if we could argue about it, so that I could, if maybe I am wrong about something, maybe there's something I should have changed my opinion about. I'd rather find out now than later. So I asked them. I'm like, well, okay, what's the problem? Oh, you're a contrarian. Okay, well, what do you think I was wrong about, or what do you think I said that I don't believe? Oh no, I don't. It's not even worth getting into with you. It's not even worth getting into with you. You're not even worth the time. That's so pathetic. That's so pathetic. That's one of the most just weak ways to behave possible. You're so mad. Yeah. These people suck. Yes, I am mad. I said I'm seething. Yes. Edgar. Yeah, I'm talking about Dontron. Edgar was just being retarded in Spicy Chat because he was saying he's a conservative and he doesn't. But he won't ever, state a belief. He'll, half troll a lot of the time. And won't ever state a belief and, back it up. So I pressed him to back up a belief, and he just would not do it.
Lino super chatted $5. What do you think can be done about them? Their vote and voice matters just as much as the next person.
I don't ask me that question. Thank you for $5. But don't ask me that question. I'm not autistic. I'm not autistic. I'm not autistic. Don't call me autistic. I'm just really good at Sonic Adventure 2. Okay.
Money goes to welfare to take care of you every day. Can you even fucking dress yourself? Can you wipe your own ass, you fat fucking retard? I don't know who the fuck is mentioning Pelosi right now. My question was very simple, okay? My question was very simple. Do you need me to repeat it? Why didn't Donald Trump call off the sycophantic savages that were rioting at the Capitol? Why didn't he call them off if his goal was just to have a peaceful protest? Not for hours. Why did he wait hours to do it? Why did he wait hours to do it? Why did he wait hours to do it?
It's recorded.
Why did he wait hours to do it?
But he didn't. It was
really?
No, he's not in charge, bro. Was he in charge?
Yes, he literally was in charge. Yeah, he was still the president. Yes.
So you asked me why I brought up Pelosi.
He was in charge.
You don't know how the administration runs the Capitol and Capitol security. That's why I brought up Pelosi. He wasn't in charge of Capitol security. Pelosi was. The House was. DC Police was. That is who was responsible for security that day. And the reason why he waited so long is because he didn't know exactly what was going on, because he wasn't the one directly in charge.
Yeah, we skipped a lot of the Rob Noor stuff because it was just fucking boring. It's just standard Rob Noor conversation. Rob Noor was not mugging. Rob Noor was not mugging. He said Destiny wouldn't call some fucking thing that happened with the left an insurrection when he obviously would. Rob Noor was not mugging from what I saw. Rob Noor totally threw.
He didn't know what exactly was going on while he sat and watched it on TV, drinking a Diet Coke with staffer after staffer coming in and begging him to call off his dogs when he was making phone calls to McCarthy saying, well, I guess some people are more...
That's what happened? You have evidence that's what happened?
Yes,
or is that just
it's laid out. It's laid out in all the indictments. His own fucking daughter testifies to this. Mark Meadows, every other fucking person. Nobody denies this. Only you retards that are on your knees, okay, trying to lick up the slurps of fucking cum up from Donald Trump on the floor. Deny this shit. Nobody denies it but you. Why are you denying when even Donald Trump isn't denying it? Nobody denies this. Do you think anything that I'm saying right now is contested? That Donald Trump didn't sit in his office, didn't sit in his fucking room, drinking a Diet Coke for like 3 hours while people begged him to call off the riots?
Buddy, that's not what happened. He posted right on Twitter, respect the police. You got to back down. Get out of there.
3 hours.
Dude. He's addressing that directly. He's literally saying exactly what I don't understand. It's so insane. Just total denial of reality and just restating the same thing again and again and again. Bro, something's got to be done. This is too much. This is too much. Like the streaming freaks. True. Oh, guys, where are we at? We need to... Where are we right now? Guys, 256 people here with only 68 likes on the stream. That's pretty fucking shameful, I think. Me personally, if I was sitting here watching the stream right now and I haven't either liked... You should be subscribed because you need to subscribe to be in the chat. But you should... But like, donate, buy a membership, gift a membership, buy a super chat. Go in the Discord, discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Okay. We've got 86 likes right now, 253 people. Let's pump that up a bit more. Let's try and catch that. There's a discrepancy there. It's a pretty huge discrepancy. Let's try and catch that up a bit. Okay. I'll just sit here and I'll urge you to like the stream while I stare at the count. And when it's at a number that satisfied me, to where I feel like I can stop talking about it, then I'll stop and I'll continue the content. But until then, I'm just going to keep aimlessly rambling about the fact that not enough people have liked the stream yet until some indeterminate number where I feel happy. It's about 95 now. I think we're like that. 99. Oh, can we get 100? I think we can get 100. There's someone who can push it to over 100. Come on. There we go. Okay, we can carry on.
We can wait. Hold on. Do you deny? No, wait. I just want to have this one thing.
Wouldn't that be conceding that he was responsible for them?
Yeah,
right?
Jason took this bit from me.
He did it at the very beginning. It seems like the fact that he let it run on for hours.
You mean when he called for a peaceful protest?
The fact that he let it happen.
Super chatted $5 coin for The Witcher. Hope your day's going well.
Thank you for the $5, Izzymandius. Thank you.
Talking about
if you called for a peaceful protest and your protesters were not peaceful, would you wait 3 hours to tell them to be peaceful?
He told them to be peaceful before there was even a riot. What are you talking about?
And when there was a riot,
he's no longer in control like anybody else.
He's no longer in control. Then why is it that after he tweeted out, "Hey guys, we need to respect the police and go home"? Why did people go home after that?
You have to ask them. I mean,
you have to ask them, dude. How fucking retarded. I thought conservatives were supposed to have common sense. Isn't that what they all say? They all say how great common sense is. Isn't that what they're always going on about? I've heard that many times in the last couple of weeks. Common sense. But they can't figure out that when the president, who's also the central figure in a giant cult of personality that has attempted to riot and overthrow an election, that when he says, guys, pack it up and they all go home, it might be because they're looking to him as a leader and following what he tells them to do. But, I mean, just maybe.
For like 2 seconds. What do you mean I have to ask them? They were there on Donald Trump's orders. They were there marching 1776. We need to like get Mike Pence to save our fucking country.
Sorry, yeah, firstly, okay. I understand there's a growing number of conservatives that don't support Trump, okay? I think you probably do, though. I think you're saying, oh, I have some criticism for Trump, but the fact is that if you're in any way permissive of what Trump has done over the last, 8 years, you are beyond retarded. You are beyond retarded. He installed fake electors in 7 states, then led a bunch of people to the Capitol, who then violently attempted to delay the election and pressure Mike Pence to use the fake electors. delay the certification. There's no way of supporting that in any way. If you're permissive in you're complicit rather in the destruction of your country completely. That just is what's happening. In like a direct way too. Like it's just a straight line.
Why is this such a fucking mystery for you to figure out what they were there exactly for? When he told them to go and get Mike Pence to do the right thing, what was the right thing? What were they marching for? What is 1776? What does that mean?
What do you mean when he said protest peacefully during
It means he was giving enough plausible deniability for spineless hacks like you to come onto Twitter to try to defend him, even though every single reasonable person knows exactly what's happening. When he tells them to go down and encourage Mike Pence to do the right thing, because if you don't fight like hell, you're going to lose your country from the congressman trying to steal it from you.
You can say nice soy out, but it's just true. It's just true. And it's pretty fun. Politics is deep. Politics affects everyone in the world. American politics can be exceedingly influential on billions of lives. And that matters in a real way. Like online politics content, someone saying something dumb, it doesn't really matter that much. They're not convincing that many people. I agree. When it comes to like your actual voting intention, when it comes to the effect of politics, yeah, it actually is that deep. You're just retarded if you think otherwise. You're completely brain dead, and you're not living in the real world. It just is. It just is that deep. It actually is that deep.
So you want us to believe the implications?
I feel like every retarded thing that comes out of your mouth starts with so you. Can you not engage with like a single fucking
believe implications, but not directly what he says. Ignore what he said directly and just go into what it all implies altogether, up to 3 hours after the fact, right? Like it's ridiculous, dude.
Are suspenseful movies made like more enjoyable to you? With like having no short-term memory, like does it just make life more entertaining in general, or if like what is it like having a mind that can only hold about like 7 words at a time in it? Like
holy fuck, dude. Destiny's going crazy. Yeah, I gotta take a break from Destiny as community. My friend's mom was right next to the guy who got killed. She's still freaking the fuck out over what she experienced. It'll probably take her years to recover from and deal with what she went through, if she ever does. This shit is sickening to see from some of you all. Peace out, duders. Don't ever come back. Tell your friend and his mum to get fucked. Wave from Destiny. Jesus.
I have to admit it, man. Destiny, I totally disagree with you, but these comebacks are funny as shit.
I mean, you gotta admire his energy. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the
energy. It's crazy because in any other circumstance, like the president says, "Hey, here's the plan in the simplest terms." President says, "Let's get 7 states to make fake electors. Okay, we're gonna send them to the Capitol, and I'm gonna have a talk with Pence and say, Pence, you really need to come through for us. Okay, I'm gonna tweet out a ton of pressure on Pence to come through for us, whatever the fuck that means. Then I'm gonna invite all of my fans on the day they do the certification, the day that I plan to rig it, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna rile them all up there. Okay, I know that there are people in the audience with weapons. I know that my Secret Service told me that." And I know that they're all riled up. I'm going to send them to the Capitol saying they need to tell Mike Pence to do the right things and choose the lawfully elected slaters. And then when they go to the Capitol and they start rioting, okay, I'm going to sit in my room and I'm going to make phone calls. And Giuliani's going to make phone calls to lawmakers saying, maybe you guys should delay the certification. Maybe some of these people are more mad than you are. Maybe that's your fault, guys. And then after 3 hours, when this doesn't happen, when a lady gets shot in the basement, then Donald Trump comes out and he tweets, "Okay, guys, time to go home because his little plot failed." It's so obvious for anybody. There's that through line. And the saddest fucking part is
there's literally no rebuttal. There's not going to be a rebuttal here, is there? There's not going to be anything of worth.
Donald Trump's defense to all of this isn't to say that didn't happen. I didn't do that. I didn't say his defense is to go before the Supreme Court of the United States and say, I need absolute criminal immunity unless I've been impeached for a crime. After the Republicans said we can't impeach him, he's already out of office. That's Donald Trump's defense. Your defense is to fabricate and deny. Donald Trump didn't even bother denying. He said that I was the president. I can't be criminally prosecuted for it. Who are you carrying water for?
Okay, we have definitely not advice. She has her hand up. Definitely not advice. You're a speaker.
Yeah, literally, there was nothing. There was nothing. None of them. Really, like, that's insane, dude. How do they not check? Like, surely, how do you come away from this and not like being on the other side, being one of these people in this conversation, not just be like basically reevaluating everything you've said over like the last 8 years? How do you not get to that? How do you not come away from this feeling that way? I have got no idea.
You can unmute, and if you have a question or a comment for Destiny, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that I fully understand the argument here is that because Donald J. Trump didn't respond quickly enough to shut down whatever was happening on January 6th, we are making fun of people being shot at his rally because some random lone gunman decided to shoot at him for whatever reason, and therefore that's acceptable, and we're going to completely ignore the fact that within the last 2 weeks, Joe Biden made a comment.
So I think I heard about I think I had heard a mention of fake electors, but I'd never really looked into it or really thought about it too much. But yeah, I agree. I only really tonight had information, like really looked at an article about the fake election shit. And I'm like, after seeing that, it's like, yeah, I was already like, this shit's fucked. But that is just there's no getting around that. That is so beyond fucked. That is like literally just trying to take over the country. Just straight up. That is just trying to hijack the country. There is no other way of looking at it.
Comment about putting Donald Trump in the bullseye, and then having multiple tweets sent out with that. Years of people calling him Hitler and indicating that we need to shut down all of these awful MAGA people at any cost. We're just ignoring all of that, and we're just going to go ahead and focus on the fact that he was drinking a Diet Coke, which, by the way, I'm glad he was drinking a Diet Coke. At least it wasn't full sugar, okay? A Diet Coke for the win. That's great for your diet. I'm glad he's really worried about his health. But to be clear, we're more worried about the fact that he was delayed in acting allegedly for
Dude,
January.
This is the worst accent I've ever heard. This is fucking horrific. Holy shit. Jesus. I never want to hear a woman talk like this again. What the fuck, man?
And not that for the last year, 2 or more, people have been calling for action against any Republican who agrees with Donald Trump, and that we should put him in the bullseye. That's totally normal and acceptable, according to you, because he delayed his acting on January 6th.
Is this New York Jewish mom? It might be. It might be. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Oh.
100% clear here.
You know, some people, they'll eat like the whole Oreo, and then other times they twist them, and then they like eat the frosting first because everybody has like their own process. I'm curious for you, do you like suck out like the blue parts of the Tide Pods first, or do you eat the whole thing in one bite when you're chowing down on them every night? I've got to know.
You know,
is it the whole Tide Pod, or do you do it part by part? Do you put out like 10 of them and eat the white part like in all 10 of them and then eat the rest of it? Or what a retarded fucking summary of everything that I fucking said. Yeah, you sound like a fucking extra in My Cousin Vinny, okay? Thanks for the input, okay? I'm done. I'm good.
Imagine what they do. Like, discovered New Jersey accent. Hell on earth. Yeah, New Jersey, hell on earth. Yeah.
I'm out. Okay. All right.
Oh, man.
Fuck conservatives. I'm over it. I'm way the fuck
Left.
over it. I'm way the fuck over it. Okay? If you are, listen. We've been too nice, okay? I know that I've picked up some conservative fans, okay? Over the past few years. Maybe. I don't know how long, okay? Just know that if you end up at one of these protests, okay, I'll be tweeting about you, all right? I need all of you to get the fuck out. I know I got more. I know I've got more than 1,000 of you, okay? You are disgusting, anti-American, anti-patriotic fucks, and you are the cancerous rot that is destroying my fucking country, okay? That's what I think about you. That's what I'm going to think about you. If something happens to you at an event, if something happens to all of your fucking whatever, I'm going to tweet that, and I'm going to have a jolly old time, okay? Don't forget it. I'm not joking. I'm not being unhinged. Well, I might be unhinged, but I'm not joking. I'm not going to change my mind tomorrow, okay? Don't ever fucking forget this, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In the most traitorous means possible in this country.
These are evil people, Mr.
We're supposed to treat them like ordinary citizens that are just exercising their democratic voices, and they have just as much legitimacy and just as much rights to their opinions in an American democracy as anybody else. And that I'm tired of pretending for 4 years that that's supposed to be a thing, that people that are fully and willfully supporting a man that engaged in insurrection, that I'm supposed to treat that as like an equal opinion, and that like I'm supposed to sit here and have like pleasurable and nice conversations. And I think looking back on it, talking with Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, any of these fucking people, I already said that like I was worried like if I had more mainstream conversations, I feel like these conversations are gonna be bad or boring. And now looking back on it, I think they were bad and boring, and I think it was cuck bullshit.
Yes, they were.
I don't think
yes, they were. Oh my god. Yes, they were. Yes. Yeah, I've been cucked and boring for like the last 3 years. You're right. Yes. Yes. Correct. Yes.
I have any desire to sit here and pretend like somebody has the same value as an American citizen, as a person who like openly and wholly supports an insurrectionist president. I'm tired of pretending that way. In a democracy, there should be multiple ways to hold people accountable, and Trump has got
NSC in shambles. Oh no, not yet. Oh, not yet. No. The best part, maybe the best part of this, is imagine how unlikable and fucking annoying Not So Erudite is going to be trying to emulate this destiny. Imagine how poorly that would go for her if she tried to emulate this. Imagine how badly she would pull it off. Holy fuck. Those would be amazing streams.
Gotten to slide by all of them somehow. He wasn't allowed to be impeached because Republicans said, well, he's gone. We can't impeach him anymore. He left. We can't impeach a guy who's out of office. Remember, that is the only reason why he survived the conviction in the Senate, is because enough Republicans said, you go and look up the votes, enough Republicans said he's out of office, so we can't impeach anymore. And then afterwards, Donald Trump went before the Supreme Court and he said, well, I can't be criminally charged unless I'm impeached, right? Somehow he got to have it both ways. The Supreme Court gave him more than what he was asking for when it comes.
Not sorry, that's criticizing him. What, she's trying to be like, oh, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Oh, no, I don't agree that Trump voters should get shot. No, I don't agree with that.
Comes to criminal immunity, the Supreme Court rewrote the Constitution and they disregarded the 14th Amendment in order to have Donald Trump be qualified to sit.
I want to quickly look at something. We've got this clip up, Boogie. We might keep watching this. I'm not sure. Been watching for a while.
Or that like I didn't have enough information to medically diagnose him because of the background. That is true, but I wasn't working on strictly medical information. I was working on Boogie's character for a large part of that. Every single thing that Boogie had said pointed towards that secondary polycythemia. It all pointed towards that. However, even after every single thing he said, it is possible that he actually had the cancer. He did have polycythemia vera. That was possible. I couldn't know 100%. The only reason why I pushed as hard as I did is because I caught myself, or I didn't catch myself, I prepared. At the start of that conversation, I asked him explicitly, I said, did your doctor tell you that you had cancer? And he waffled on it. I think he said like something, well, he said polycythemia. I think he waffled on it, okay? And then after...
He didn't waffle. Okay, that's not even true. He didn't waffle on it. He said, did your doctor tell you have polycythemia? Did your doctor tell you have cancer? And Boogie replied directly, my doctor told me I have polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer. Yes. It was very direct. It was not that's not waffling. And my doctor told me the words my doctor spoke were polycythemia vera. And then he's adding that is a form of cancer.
He waffled. Whatever. That's why I leaned in really hard. Is because, okay, no doctor, in my limited opinion, all right, no doctor is going to give a cancer diagnosis in vague terms to a patient and then send them home afterwards without going over it a lot. Nope. And I missed one thing. Where's KKMD? It's possible that Boogie said something that was dispositive, but I would have to push him on exactly what he meant. Also, I need to go back and I need to read all the hormone markers. There is a hormone that can be present in your blood that when this hormone is produced, it causes you to produce more red blood cells. Is it EOP? Hormone for RBC production.
EPO. Sure, he should have known this. If he was going in to press him on the medical stuff. See, it's crazy that Destiny doesn't know what EPO is. He should have, because this is fundamental to understanding the diagnosis of polycythemia vera. The way they usually diagnose it is they don't go in for the full bone marrow thing initially. They'll have a blood test and they'll look at hormones and they'll establish that if you've got a low polycythemia vera count, low EPO count, it's likely polycythemia vera. If you've got a high EPO count or normal, then you're either fine or you've got polycythemia secondary. That is a key part, one of the first steps of diagnosis.
EPO.
One of the things that Boogie said over and over and over again was, I have this hormone marker. I have this, I think he said, I have this elevated hormone. If you have the elevated hormone.
Yes, yes. He should have pushed him. Yes. And this is what I was saying as well the other day. Maybe someone did say something to him. I don't know. But this is what I was saying the other day, is that what Destiny should have pushed him on is that Boogie said he had the hormone markers in his blood. And he wasn't quite clear about what he was saying there. What Destiny should have really done, like, okay, Boogie, if you've got your stuff in front of you, you're not willing to send it to me, just read off the results of the test they did to check the hormones in your blood. Just read that off. Read that off. And then he would be able to know if it was a low EPO, it would be very clear that it was likely polycythemia vera. If it was a higher EPO, it would be, that it was likely secondary polycythemia. He could have. It's not an easy tell that he's like. It's not. It's just the tell that he's lying is just it's Boogie, which is a lame argument. It's a very lame argument.
That, I think that means almost certainly you don't have polycythemia vera, because the indication for polycythemia vera, because when you have this hormone, it means that your body is producing more red blood cells. If one of the diagnostic ways to diagnose polycythemia vera is to have a decrease in that hormone, but still have an elevated RBC, and I think there are two other things where I don't know the terms for it, but you can have an elevated shit. If instead of saying hormone, what he should have said and what I should have asked for, I should have just screamed this the whole time. What you're really looking for is a genetic test for the JAK2 mutation. JAK2 is a mutation in a gene that you have this mutation, and you have an elevated red blood cell count with a low EPO hormone marker. That's enough, I believe, to diagnose polycythemia vera. You don't need the bone marrow biopsy for that. I should have focused on the JAK2 mutation. That's what I should have focused on asking. But, or that, like, I didn't have enough.
Okay, well, I mean, Destiny realizes that he fucked that up. So all the gay retard DGGs, maybe one of you's here, maybe one of you was in the comments, all the gay retard DGGs that were saying that, oh, Destiny was totally right. Destiny was totally right. Destiny knows he fucked up that interrogation. He could have so much better. It would have been. There are so many ways he could have handled that better to get way better information, to get way better information about deciding information about whether Boogie actually had the disease. So I was just right. I was right. I was right again. I'm right again. Again. Call me a contrarian. Say I'm defending Boogie. I don't care. I was just right. I'm right every time. Every single time. I've never been wrong. I've got 150 IQ. I'm the smartest person on the internet, frankly. Maybe the smartest person ever. Maybe the smartest person ever. You misspoke, though. Very true. Your EQ is sub-zero, so your IQ doesn't show. Okay.